What's good? What's good? Okay, so I've been looking at the chat. It's only a couple of people in the chat right now, but if you missed it, Erica, you said, yeah, I'm jumping right in today. Erica says, hey, so I'm 37 and separated from my husband and met this 56-year-old man that is separated too, but he never asked me out on a date, only to his place. Why, apparently. I told her in the comment section, if anybody missed it, he's lazy and or he just wants to smash quick. I'm sorry. A lot of people are, especially older men, they feel like they've been there, done that, and they're a bit fatigued by the dating process if they're still single at 56 sometimes. So a lot of times they don't really think to wine and dine a woman. You think, well, they're old school. They should be old school. They should know how to treat a woman. But some of them are just tired or lazy. And they think, well, we grown. Well, so, they want to have sex as quickly as possible as well. So it just depends. But I wouldn't go to a man's, as if you watch my last video, I explicitly said in that video not to go to a man's house on the first date. Just don't sell yourself short like that. And plus, you should be probably meeting a guy in a crowded public space the first time you meet with him. I don't think it's ever safe or smart to meet with a man that you don't know in his home under any circumstances. I just think that's a silly, not only desperate but dangerous move to make. And again, date rape is a thing. Women are being drugged, women are being raped, women are being, far worse things are happening to them. And so that's not a decision that you want to make lightly. It's a cavalier move, and I just wouldn't recommend it. Go to a date. If a man won't take you on a date for the first time, fuck him. I'm sorry, Aisha. I'm going to try to watch my mouth this evening, but I get a bit disgusted at guys when they do that, because I know what they're up to, and it just ain't, it ain't cool. Oh. Time talking about, I wish you'd take the cussing out your videos, texture. I get it, but I'm not a parent. I make sure my message is well intended, and my message is wholesome enough. But you're gonna have to deal with some texture in my choice of words. All right, I'm gonna get into this comment section, and y'all forgive me. I might be squinty today because I think I might have put my contacts in backwards, and one contact is one of my prescriptions is stronger than the other one, so I got like a blurry eye right now and a good eye, and I could have put the left and the right and the right and the left. I don't really know, but I'm not busting them thick ass glasses out, so we're just gonna deal with these messed up contacts for the time being. All right, let's dig into it. Okay, it's jumping in the comment section. We're gonna try to get to everybody. Hello for all the hellos in the comment section. Hey. I guess y'all can ask me what y'all want to talk about. I don't even care. Like, a lot of people think that I'll talk about, I talk about relationships exclusively. I don't care what y'all ask me. We just discussing things, and we just get to know each other. So whatever y'all want to put in the comment section, if I feel like answering it, I answer it. Okay. Somebody asked, what does it mean if a guy gets into another relationship right after a breakup? It means absolutely nothing. It means he, as far as you, it doesn't protect. It's not a thing. It's not about you. It means that he either doesn't want to be alone. He might have a fear of being alone. A lot of guys rush into another relationship right after a breakup, and they don't give themselves enough time. I know I've done it before. Some guys just don't want to be alone. Other guys just maybe mentally separated themselves from whoever they were with. So one time I broke up with someone, and by the time we broke up, I was already mentally gone. Like, mentally, I had prepared myself. I had separated myself. So when the actual breakup happened, to me, we hadn't just broken up. There was some separation mentally and emotionally that happened before that. So I was more prepared to jump into another relationship quicker than I would have normally had it been the first time we broke up, or had I still been mentally and emotionally invested when the breakup occurred. So a lot of times, if a guy sees it coming, um, he'll back away mentally and emotionally, and he's just in a more healthy space a bit quicker because he knew it was coming, and or he's trying to um, look like he's moving on and look like he's living his best life in revenge to being broke up with, if that was the case. So guys do that for a plethora of reasons. Most of the time it has a lot less to do with you and more to do with how they cope with the grief of losing someone in a relationship, or them just ready to move on. Sometimes a guy is tired of a woman. He's ready to move on. He's been ready, but he didn't have a reason to get away from her. So that's a thing too. Um, just be glad he didn't start. If you're the one that broke up with him, or he broke up with you, just be glad he didn't start another thing before y'all got done what y'all was doing. But sometimes that's another thing. Guys often start relationships before they're done with one, and then they say, "Oh, that was after the fact," and it wasn't. So you have no way knowing, but that don't really have a lot to do with you. God, that was a long answer. I need to be a little bit more efficient with my rambling. Oh, somebody got the comment stopped. It said Jonathan Villa. Let me see what you said before I repeat this, because your comment got stopped. Okay, it says, "Hi Kev, I've been seeing a girl that I'm really into for 6 months, and she never let me take her home. I just found out she was stalked and raped. How could I help and be supportive and empathetic?" Man, you know what? I'm gonna show that comment. I appreciate you, Jonathan, for that question. Right now, I'm preparing a video for just that. It should come out. If it's not the next video, it'll be the video after that. I've been getting a lot of questions about sexual trauma from sexual trauma victims, trying to figure out how to relate better to the guys that they date. Man, like every day, it's been weird that this is the type of thing that I've been getting every day. Usually, it's a hot button question that a bigger YouTuber talked about, and everybody wants to hear my opinion on something that was talked about by another person. But this week, I don't know what it is, but it's a lot of sexual trauma, either victims or guys dating them, trying to figure out how to better relate to each other. And so I think it's a very worthwhile video to make. And so it'll be my next, if not the video after next, it'll be that video. And I'll go all the way through that. It's a lot that can go wrong in discussing that, and it's a lot that needs to be said. So I wouldn't want to shortchange it by trying to discuss it in this live video. But trust me, the video is coming extremely soon, and people have been asking for it for whatever reason. That's a hot button topic right now, and I would love to discuss it. So right now, just try to be empathetic and show that empathy, like you said, and show that support by being a good listener. And not pushing the envelope sexually. I think people who have suffered from sexual trauma should probably be the ones building the boundary lines and pushing the boundaries and pushing the limits when they're ready. And you just be ready to, receive whatever affection is given to you, and reciprocate that with genuine intent. But you just got to be careful that you make that young woman understand that you are sincere in your intent to support her, and it doesn't look like you're just trying to look caring so you can get some. There's a lot that can go wrong with that, and so just be genuine, and your question shows that you're pretty genuine, so I don't think you'll have a problem with that. But I'll dig deeper into that subject matter on my next video, or the video after next. Somebody gave me a super chat. I really appreciate it. I am Ebby, or EB, I'm sorry. She said, "I think your work is awesome. Please stay encouraged." I appreciate that. And super chats help me stay encouraged, very encouraged. When I started this channel, man, I didn't know if I was going to do 4 videos or 5 videos. I told myself I was just going to do 10 videos and see how it went. And if it was too rough, I was going to leave it alone. And, I think I'm at 80 videos or 80 something videos now. So I'm encouraged, and I'm not going to quit. And I'm pretty excited. It looks like my 5-year plan is down to about 3 years or 2.5 years. And so I'm excited to potentially start doing this full time and helping more people. So I appreciate the super chat, EB, and I hope to continue just for years to come. Keish Rose, I think I might still have it. I might have responded to you today. I think I talked to you on Instagram today, but you hit me right back, so I got to talk to you. But she said, how are you doing with the keto? Man, listen, after I think it was 10 days I did keto. When I started keto, I'm 6'2" and a half, right? So I started keto, I was 210, 207 ish on a light day, but I was 210 solid. And man, and, I work out a good amount. And by the time I finished keto, I was like 198, sucked up. It looked like all of my muscle had just disappeared. It hadn't. It was just depleted. I didn't have any glycogen, any water. I wasn't holding as much sugar or anything in my muscle. So I understand how that works. But walking around looking sucked up, my shirt's not fitting right. And I'm naturally pretty lean anyway. So it was just too much. I was looking too small, and I couldn't get a good workout. I was taking sodium water and salt water before my workouts just to get a pump, and it would only last for as long as I was working out. I was just weak. It wasn't for me. And because I'm naturally a hard gainer or ectomorph, I'm slim naturally. I get sucked down to like 170 something pounds. Like I don't hold a lot of weight, and my 210 looks crazy on me because I have great genetics. It looks really good on me, but I don't 190, 180, and 170. I wasn't trying to get down to there. So I quit keto after 10 days. My wife did it a bit longer, but then she had a trip. She wanted to enjoy herself, and she hadn't gotten back on it. She says she is, but we'll see. But it works well for the hormones and things of that nature. So she might get back on it, but I'm done with it. Jake Brown said, what does 69 mean? Man, I don't know. I think it means you almost to 70. Let me get back into these real questions, Jake Brown. Valerie Joy says, hey, new subscriber. I appreciate you, Valerie Joy. I appreciate all 14,000 of my new subscribers. The last 2 weeks, I think, the last 2 weeks I've gotten 14,000 new subscribers, and I'm a very small channel. I think I have 40,000 subscribers at the moment, 40,000. And I average a good amount of views for 40,000. People always ask me, why you don't get more views? And they don't have an idea how small of a channel I am. I only got 40,000 subscribers, and it's because I got 14,000 subscribers in the last 2 weeks. So right now I'm having a period of growth, and I'm spiking, but I get a lot more activity than a lot of channels with the same amount of subscribers. So I'm very thankful for that. So like I said, Valerie Johnson, I appreciate that you brag about me all the time. I appreciate you spreading the word. And Valerie Joyce, thank you for subscribing. Hi. Somebody said, hi, handsome. Appreciate it. Kev, can you talk about the guys that just stare at you all day? Honey Lee. Well, guys that stare at you are very attracted to you, but they don't know how welcome they are to speak to you. And a lot of them are shy. A lot of them are nervous. A lot of them are looking for an opportunity. So you catch them watching you and studying you because they're kind of waiting subconsciously for an opportunity to man up and talk to you. But it rarely happens, so they just end up looking at you a lot of times. Other times, if a person is like me, I stare at a lot of things for a lot of different reasons. I just observe things. I'm kind of quiet naturally, and I'm kind of an introvert. Well, I'm very much of an introvert and omnivert, actually. But anyway, I stare at a lot of things. I appreciate pretty things, beautiful people, just nice anything. If a woman has a nice dress on and it matches her skin, I can appreciate that. So I might look at the dress and study the dress. Or if a guy got a nice shirt on and it looks like something that would, fit my body well, I'll look at the shirt. I'm not, ain't nothing funny going on, or no offense to anybody in the comment section, but, heterosexual, but it's some people just stare at things that they find interesting or unusual. And then other guys are just too shy and too soft and too scared to say anything. So people stare for a lot of reasons. I stare at a lot of things and a lot of people, but I try to be discreet about it. I don't think I give anybody the creeps or anything. Some guys do that. Somebody said, no, keep cussing. The cussing issue is weird, Melinda Hill. The cussing issue is weird because while I don't want to be misinterpreted or be that, I don't want to be known as brash. People already know that I'm kind of blunt sometimes. I'm to the point. I keep it real enough. But I am contained and I am filtered, believe it or not. I say less than I think, and there's much more I'm not saying. But with the cussing, I can see how some people wouldn't like it. But my argument with that is, and I always respond to those comments. But my argument with that is, if people don't relate to me, then they don't listen to me. And my audience, the audience that I'm looking for, isn't the audience that is advanced enough in their spiritual life that not only do they not do most of the reckless things that I'm trying to teach women against, but they don't cuss. Like my audience, the women that I'm trying to reach desperately before they take on too much damage, not only don't have a problem with cussing, but they have a problem picking decent individuals. And so while I love that a large part of my audience is Christian or Muslim or Muslim, I don't know if I pronounce it right, no disrespect, or Hindu. I mean, people from all over the world watch me, Buddhists. I'm not here to replace the church or to be a fixture in your life that placates to a particular religion. What I'm doing here is trying to put my faith in my morals into a digestible package that anybody with faith or no faith can understand and start to make better decisions with their life based upon something that I've given them. So I love that people and believers are my audience, are in my audience. But if I start to cater to them, then I might lose the reach and the relatability that the audience that I'm really looking for, which is the people more in need of guidance, spiritual, intellectual, or otherwise. I might lose that relatability, and also it's just not. I cuss in real life, and so that's another thing. I'm just genuinely me. The biggest thing that I was afraid of when I started this channel was that for some reason or another I would misrepresent myself, or even change to a degree. I'm very genuine by nature, but my biggest fear is I would get on here and I would feel pressure to be something I'm not. And I love being imperfect on camera because it's more relatable, first of all, and also if you live your truth, as a person says, it can't be used against you. So I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm not pretending to be a psychologist or a perfect Christian person or something like that. Like, I believe in God. I do my thing spiritually, and I've read the whole Bible a couple times. I know the word, and but that's not my whole goal. Isn't to be somebody safe enough for Christians to listen to, because they don't need the guidance as much as those who aren't concerned with my cussing. And I don't cuss a lot. I ain't dropping too many F-bombs. I drop one a day, but you can probably count the F-bombs I've dropped on two hands from 80 videos. Okay, Angelina, hey Kev, thanks for your videos. I appreciate it. I'm gonna try to start answering these questions a lot faster because I be missing a lot. Hey bro, UTE, do you like dudes? Oh, you gonna slip that one in there. You can kiss my ass with your tongue out. Fuck wrong with some of y'all? Another F-bomb. Brother got respect for women and he gotta be all kind of gay. If I did like dudes, what the hell's the point? And what? But I don't. I'm married. I have two children. I have two sons, and that's just stupid. I don't understand. If you, for whatever reason, have some respect and some honor and some integrity, you got to be soft. I'm an alpha male. People who know me have never mistaken me for being gay, and not that anything would be wrong with that if I was, but that's not. That's some internet shit. I've never heard that in real life, and I think it's a bit ignorant for people to be bringing that up as if it mattered anyway. And you can kiss my ass. All right, we back on. 39 and feeling like I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. Help. Tisha, I'm sorry. Man, I answered 66, I think, emails today. And I had 2 consultations. I have room for you in my Instagram right now. If you email me, I'll get to you sooner than later. I have 50 emails in Gmail still waiting to be answered, and I had 60 in Instagram, and I have about another 20 in Instagram. So I'm catching up with these emails, but you got to get to me quick, and I'll do what I can for you. But I always answer. I'll be late. Sometimes I hit somebody a month later, like, "Hey, you still dealing with that problem?" But I always get to them. All right. Pray for Kev's eye. Is my eye red? I don't know if my eye red. Bust them thick ass glasses out, man. Listen, I'm good. I don't feel like I have my face. I'm probably gonna get LASIK here pretty soon, but I don't feel like I have my face when I wear my glasses, and I gotta wear them at work because I just don't feel like wearing contacts. And my job, I encounter a good amount of dust in the air because I work in a big building, and I don't. It's stupid to deal with it in contacts at my job, but when I leave my job, I like to have my contacts on, and I like to get my face back for a bit. I like my face, and I don't like how glasses make me look. Like, people talk to you different when you wear glasses. When I don't wear glasses, people show a lot more respect. When you look like you smart, for some reason or another, people talk to you any kind of way, or they don't talk to you with the same level of respect for some reason. Or I look too approachable. People be coming up to me all the time trying to talk to me and have conversations. And while I'm, very friendly, I kind of like my face. Take your shirt off. What the hell going on with you? Okay, I got a troll. Let me see what you up to. Remove. Get your ass up out of here. Let me get this person up out of here. They're getting on my damn nerves. All right. Sure, all of that. Cool. Okay, that person's out, I believe. Let me see. Unique Monique 22. Why do guys stare but never say anything? Somebody asked that question a minute ago. They scared, or they like looking at beautiful things. You have a good head on your shoulders to be so young. I appreciate it. People have always said that about me. I think I was blessed. I have a gift. I'm not saying that to be arrogant. I think that I like who I am. I appreciate who I am. I thank God for it every day. Do you feel that black love is dead? No, I don't think that black love is dead, but we do live in a melting pot country, and it's less likely that people will date exclusively in their races, and the influences vary. So a lot of people don't even have the interactions with the people who look like them that they would have normally had or had before desegregation. So people are just having a plethora of life experiences, and there's so many different cultures in this country. It's easy to fall in love with a person from another country. I think black love is beautiful, but it's not the only type of love, and I don't think that people's value is diminished by interracial dating, as some people think. I think your value is diminished when you assimilate to another race and betray your own. I think that's when your value is diminished. And I don't give a damn what race you are. I think that you need to love who you are and love your people. And as long as the person that you're dating interracially can respect the plight of your people, if there is one, or where y'all come from, or what your culture is, and I don't see it as self-hating because somebody lays down with somebody else. But that's just me. My wife is biracial. Her daddy's black, is Wesley Snipes. Her mama's white. I don't feel like she's any less valuable than a black woman, and that's where I'm coming from. And my sons are no less valuable because they're a quarter white or whatever. And I'm black, but I don't even know what part of Africa my people come from. So the interracial thing is funny because most black people in this country are so disenfranchised. We don't know where we come from. So if it's just not two dark people, we say, oh, they interracial dating. But you can be. Half 90% of the world is melanated. 90% of the world is colored. You don't know where somebody from just because they brown. So, because black becomes the whole representation of what we are, it's easy to confuse two brown people together as somehow or another being the same race, when in actuality, there are a lot of us. But I'm sure some smart person in the comments going to tell me how I'm wrong and whatever, and that's cool. I deal with that. But that's just my take on it. And I ain't mad at the Black Love comment. I love Black Love. I love Papoose and Remy Ma for real. I love them to death. But I don't think it's dead. I just think you have to find people with your values, and some black people have the same values, and they'll be happy to do that because it's a beautiful thing. What does it mean when guys? Damn, I keep getting that. Was that the third time I've been asked that? Do you feel bad exposing men for what they are doing to some women? No, I don't. I don't feel bad at all. I think the only thing that makes me feel bad about when I do these videos exposing secrets or tricks of certain guys is that women who have had a bad experience start to with some women start to attribute that bad experience to all men. And some people aren't emotionally mature enough, and I speak about emotional maturity a lot, but some people aren't emotionally mature enough to take that information and apply it to the men I'm talking about. They be in the comment section like, no, all men are dogs, all men ain't shit, all men is this, that, and other. And the conversation gets dumb quick sometimes. And I love when people come in the comment section and they elevate the conversation with some real thought, with some critical thinking. But a lot of people, because they're jaded or they're just in a place where they relate to it or it hits a little too close to home, they're not in a place where they're healthy enough emotionally to just take the information and apply it to those who deserve the information. They have to apply it across the board. They have to insinuate that every man is this and that's it. And they completely skip over the fact that just as many men ain't shit are women who ain't shit. And like I said, this channel is not here to, I'm not here to pacify or pander to what women want to hear. I'm here to give you a man's opinion, a man's perspective. And I'm a man with integrity. I'm a man of good intention. I'm a man of great character. But I'm not here to pretend to be a woman or just pacify people. These opinions, these perspectives exist, so you have to navigate them, regardless whether or not you believe in them or you agree with them. That doesn't make men misogynistic just because they have an opinion that a woman might not share. I think the conversation goes down really low, really quick. So I don't feel bad for exposing men who are shitty. I feel bad for the misconstrual. I don't even know if that's a word. Of the message, and it looks like it turns into the he woman man haters club. I shout out Little Rascals, but that's what I don't like. I don't like when the conversation gets low and low vibrational, and people just in there throwing a bunch of man bashing around, because I think that insinuates that women always do the right thing, and I personally have experienced a lot of just dastardly deeds at the hands of women, and I've watched men go through hellacious things, and women are just as bad, just as cruel as men at times. So that's what I feel bad about. I feel bad about the lack of understanding that some people have about the basic humanity. It's a people issue. It's not necessarily always a man thing. It's just people. People are imperfect. People are flawed. People are cruel. But a lot of people are good. A lot of people are wonderful. Ashley, I think you spell your name Ashley, or pronounce it Ashley. Ashley Peeler, I appreciate the super chat. She gave me $4.99. I truly appreciate the super chat. I love when people will support me with their actions and not just with their words, or thank me with their actions and not just with words. There's a lot of people will pour a heap of gratitude upon you when it doesn't cost them anything, or when there's no inconvenience. So anytime somebody goes out of their way to thank me with their actions, I really appreciate it, because it's something you don't have to do, and most people won't. And they'll still get their questions answered. I still care about their situations when they email me. So don't feel like you have to give me money to receive an email. But if you donate to my PayPal or leave me a super chat, I'm always really, really grateful, because you don't have to do it, but you did. Sort of like I don't have to make these videos or answer questions. A lot of YouTubers don't answer questions. So, when people go above and beyond, I really appreciate it. Somebody said, why do men pull away right after opening up to women? Men are like turtles. Like when they get afraid, when they feel a little bit of trepidation, a little fear, they kind of go back into their shells. The thing that a lot of women miss about men is that men, and I wish women were a bit more like men in this way. I know there's an argument about why women can't be more like men, and usually that argument goes into the gutter quite quickly because they only mean to have more frivolous and reckless sex sometimes when they say that. But there's a thing that women can learn from men, and that's protecting yourself. Women pull away right after they open up sometimes because they don't know if they can trust that woman with their vulnerabilities or their emotions. It scares them to get to like a woman so much that they can be hurt by her because men often feel like pain or heartache demasculinates them. And so when a guy opens up to you, he's taking a risk, and it's very, very important that as a woman you handle that appropriately. Don't tell any jokes or make lightly of a situation. Try to be a good ear, try to be tender, and you've probably done all of that. But that's one of the reasons why guys kind of go back into their shells after opening up, is because they have this fear that kind of overtakes them, like, oh man, I might have went too far, or maybe she thinks less of me, maybe she thinks I'm less manly. I don't want to feel like this. I don't want to feel vulnerable. The feeling of vulnerability is uncomfortable for me. So that's why. I know it's still a bit ambiguous, but it happens. What's your take on older women dating younger men? I don't mind older women dating younger men. I was speaking to somebody the other day, and they were talking about that, and they had some concerns about if the young man was genuine in his pursuit of them. And just as a young man who appreciates the beauty of an older woman, even though I'm married, I'm not pursuing anybody, obviously. But I can understand fully the allure of an older woman to a younger man, an older woman to a younger man. So I don't think that it's as impossible as people make it. Now, more relationships like that fail than succeed, but there are some that succeed. As long as they can relate to each other and they have their equal in their emotional maturity and their intellect. So a more traveled young person or a more traveled young man, a more cultured young man does better with an older woman than a man who has experienced nothing and cannot relate to her. That's my take. Hey, Kev, why don't men? Oh, hey Kev, why don't men want to take care of their children? Semi Mitchell. Oh man, yo, what's up, Semi? You've been in my comments for a while, so I appreciate all the love over all the videos that you've contributed your thoughts to. I always recognize people again when they come through. I think the key word there is man. I think that you misspelled boy. Because a man understands his responsibility to his children. A man does not abandon his children. A man understands and values and looks forward to the responsibilities of fatherhood. At least I do. Man, I used to daydream about kids before I had kids. I used to daydream about the duties of a father and, being there for my sons and cheering them on and being their biggest cheerleader, being their biggest encourager. I want to be there every second. I always joke. I tell my wife, I don't give a damn what happens to us. If you ever leave me, we roommates because ain't no other man watching my babies. Ain't no other man raising my boys. And I mean that. We'll be roommates if we separate. I'm not leaving my sons behind. I can't do it. In the court system, they get it wrong all the time. So you know what? My wife is obviously awesome, but I don't know. I can't relate to that. And you used the word men, and I think you would be better suited to use the word boys. Why don't boys want to take care of their children? Because emotionally they're children, and I think that they need to be treated like children. And women should stop giving the ass up to these men who aren't in that place where they understand the value and the power that men possess. I always talk about the value of a woman. And her majesty, and men possess a great power as well, and I'll maybe talk about that in another video. But when a man isn't in tune with his real masculinity and he thinks his masculinity hinges upon how many women he can lay down, then he's no more than a boy. He's just old with a penis. And so I don't really like to call them men. They disgust me. They can kiss me. I'm gonna be nice, church folk. they can kiss my behind, right? And those types of men are usually the ones who ultimately treat women like crap, and they pick up artists and they run around laying a bunch of women down and breaking hearts. So again, I don't feel bad for exposing them, because not only are they hurting women by laying a bunch of women down, but they usually are the ones with a bunch of kids that they're not taking care of. They need their asses kicked. But anyway, I guess I answered your question. I am Evie. Yeah, hey, I finally caught alive. Yes, you did. Okay. Unique Monique said, "Why do black women hold white women higher than their own race of women?" I don't think that's a true statement. I'm sorry, man. I'm popping on Instagram at the moment. I don't know what the hell why. That's what do I call it? That's man. I'm drawing a blank. That's shit. That's the thing that I don't know. I'm drawing a blank. I don't know why, but that's just something that's a narrative. God, that's a narrative that has been brought up many times, and that's just a dangerous narrative. Why do black men hold white women higher than their own race of women? I think that's a narrative, and it's a bit of a cop out. There are a lot of questions that black people have for each other that should be asked, and we have some inside discussions that we need to be having about a lot of things, but no more so than the black on black crime narrative is just that. It's a thought, it's an idea that's been perpetuated. Black men don't hold white women higher than their own race. If you're talking about the general population of men, that's not a thing. I think black men and men in general just love women, and they love different styles of women. So if they get a girl of another race, it seems exotic or forbidden for them, but it doesn't. I don't think that the mass of black men hold any race of women higher than black women. But I do recognize the fact that black women seem to be at the bottom of most lists of preferences. I've seen those statistics. They're very disturbing and sad. But I think that it's an oversimplification of the issues that we're having in our culture. I think that that's a much larger discussion. And just because I mentioned the black on black crime thing being the statistics, just for anybody who gives a crap to know, but people basically kill their neighbors. Murder is about proximity. While black on black people kill 90% of black people killed are killed by the black people. 84, 85%, or even 86% of white people that are killed by white people. Asians kill Asians, Mexicans kill Mexicans, or like people kill their neighbors. And wherever you live, that's where you're gonna kill the most people. Consequently, a lot of people are in poverty-stricken areas. People are living much closer to each other, and you have a much more dense population in a 4-block radius than, say, a white neighborhood where everyone has a yard. So you get a higher level of murders because you have a much denser population of people in a particular area. And so that's what black on black crime is when you start looking at what the problem is. And it's not actually black on black crime. Everybody kills their neighbors. White people kill white people. And we never heard about white on white crime. So that's what I think about that. I think it's a narrative, and it just justifies the way they kill us in the street when they're supposed to be protecting us, referring to police. Our police aren't bad, but enough of them are bad to where we see another person get shot in the back on video at least once a month, and I can't stand it. Oh, and if you just disclaimer, if you watch me because you think I'm safe or nice, I'm not that type of black dude. I'm not the safe type of black dude. I want people who watch me to understand exactly what they're getting. And while I'm not going to beat you in the head with black people this or black people that, don't watch me because you think I'm one of the good ones. If you think that I have to be one of the good ones for you to watch me, then you're watching the wrong guy, man. I love everybody. But I also love my people, and I love myself. And so, and also I deal with some of the things that we go through as people. So it would be irresponsible and self-hating for me to pretend that these things don't happen, even if I have a white audience or white audience members. So, understand I do everything in love, and I love every culture, and I love all the people. But I'm not one of them brothers that's gonna pretend like race ain't a factor. One of the reasons I was hesitant to start a YouTube was because I knew I was black, and it would take me a longer time to find an audience because there's less black people in America watching YouTube than white people. I didn't know if I could find enough people to get enough subscribers to even become relevant. And I've obviously done that. And I appreciate all my white viewers and Japanese viewers and Canadian viewers. And now I'm talking countries and races and places. No matter what it is, I appreciate everybody who, from all the hundreds of countries that are watching me all over the world. But yeah, black, we get treated a certain way. And I'm not a person who ignores that. So if you watch me on Instagram or you follow me on Instagram, every once in a while, it's some black stuff in there too. It's not all the time. Once a month I might drop a James Baldwin quote or something, but don't think that I'm just a guy who placates to get popular or to stay popular, because I'm me all day. I'd rather be hated for what I am than loved for what I am not. Back to the questions. I'll be rambling, and that's why I be editing my videos, because I say a lot of stuff and then I had to cut some stuff out. I don't even know how to pronounce the name, but she said, I'm in a long distance relationship. I want to call him to meet in my country, but he has still proposed me. Should I call him? Okay, see, we got somebody that's probably in another country, and let me see if I can figure out what you're saying. Want to call him to meet me any country, but he is still proposed. Oh, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what the question is being asked. I'm sorry, I don't understand what you're saying. I would, if you haven't tried to call him, I will call him and try to get some clarification on what he wants. Especially if you're in a long distance relationship, you need communication. And for whatever, he still hasn't proposed to you. Maybe that's what you were saying. Like I said, probably reword that question, please, and or just write me, and I can figure it out if you write me, and then give me more details, because I can't answer that question. It's too short, and I'm sure that issue is too complex and I'd be irresponsible if I answered that question based upon the limited amount of information that you gave me. Oh, thank you for the super chat, Barbie. She said you're awesome. What is your idea on ex-friends? I guess it depends on why you're ex-friends. I have a ex-friend that I love very much, and no matter what, like if my ex-friend called me and he was in trouble, I don't give a damn if I haven't talked to him in 10 years. I'm gonna be there. I'm not. When I love a person, I love them forever. I don't have to like you. I don't have to agree with you. But I have a couple of, which I guess what you would consider ex-friends, that don't know that I would still do anything for them. And I guess it's healthy for them to not know that and exploit it. But I think it depends on what your idea of a friend is. And my idea of a friend is somebody that you will always look out for, that they can't really unfriend you. I'm not the type of friend that lets people in easily. It takes years for me to trust a person or give a damn about them. And my cutoff game is insanely efficient. I can forget about a person and just block them out. I compartmentalize a lot, so I can compartmentalize you into some compartment of crap that I don't even care about, like some old shoes. So with my ex-friends, for whatever reason, I can't do that with them, because they were like family to me. And I have an ex-friend I love very much, and I haven't talked to him in a long time. And we had some disagreements that we had some communication issues. We was younger, so we didn't handle it the way we should have. But I always regret that. And even if we never fixed that, if he calls me and he's in trouble, I'm on my way. I'm not going to ask him what the problem is, why we got to talk about this. I don't care what's going on. I'm on my way. And so I don't know if he knows that or not, and I know he don't watch my videos, so I'm not confessing anything here. I'm just saying it depends on what your idea of a friend is and why they're your ex-friend. If it's some they smashed your ex-boyfriend stuff, I don't know. I can't relate to that. Just as a man, I can't put myself in that position, but you still gotta love. If I love people, I love people forever. So that's me. Okay, so Tasha W said, I emailed you about me dating a beta man. Can you read my email and address my issue, please? Thank you. Tasha? I hope your Gmail picture is the same as your live picture right now. Let me see. I'm gonna Tasha W. I'm gonna put that in my phone, and as soon as this live picture, I'm sorry, live is over with, I'll find your email and I'll try to answer your email. I don't know what your issue is with a beta man, so I would have to read the email, but I have about 60 something emails, I want to say, in my Gmail at the moment, and they're mixed in with emails I've opened and not opened, and so it's really difficult for me to sift through it at the moment and get to it. But I'll definitely respond to your email. I'm actually doing Gmails tomorrow. I did Instagrams today, and I opened 66 emails. And so I have 50 to 66 or so in Gmail, and I'll try to get through at least 30 of them. But I'll look for yours since you dropped 5 on me. I appreciate it. I was going to get to it anyway, just late. Kim, I'm not going to try to pronounce your last name, but I appreciate the super chat. Thank you very much. Like I said, you didn't have to do it, but you did. She said, guys are hesitant to pursue me due to my age, early 30s. Why do men prefer younger women and view older women 30s as expired or left over? Man, I've never heard. I mean, I guess women feel that way, and I'm not going to deny the plight of a woman in her 30s or above, at all. I'm just not aware. I'm not aware of men actually feeling that way about women. I thought 30s was still pretty good, but again, I'm a man who appreciates the beauty of an older woman too. So, and I don't think 30s is old. I think Tracy Ellis Ross is nice, but that's just me. And I think she just has this goddess-like energy. So I appreciate the old beauty. I still like. I like Gabrielle Union, and I'm not a big Halle Berry fan, but there are a plethora of older women that I think are absolutely beautiful. So I can't relate to that. I think that younger guys will be hesitant to pursue a woman who is on to their games, though. It might not be as much about the age as about the awareness or the perception of awareness, the perception of wisdom, and being found out. Guys who have something to hide or who have cruel intentions usually avoid people who know or who can sniff out the bullshit. And that's what that is. I don't think it's your age or your beauty being expired as much as the intimidation of the mind, the mental power, and the mental clarity that you might have, as opposed to a young woman who can fall for their games a bit easier. That's what I think about the older thing. I don't think it's your age. I think it's a fear of being called out and responsibility. Older women are much more likely to hold a man responsible, hold a man to their standards. They know what they want. They've been dating for a while. They know what they dislike, and they put up with a lot less shit. So I think that's what the thing is with that. Excuse me. All right. And thank you, Kelly James, for $10. Kelly James gave me $10. I really appreciate it. Like I said, as I said before, people who thank me with their actions or with their pocketbook, I feel indebted to them. And I just really appreciate it, because you don't have to. And people talk about stay encouraged. Money is the biggest encouragement that a brother can get when he's doing a lot of this for free, just out of goodwill. Now I want to make some money too, but it's because I have to make money to continue this, not because I'm doing this to make money. There's a difference. I put a lot of hours into this, and at least 25 hours a week or 20 hours a week, 25 hours, every 9 or so days. I'm putting a lot of time into this, and it's my free time. I have a day job. I have a damn decent day job. So, I'm not doing this full time and then coming and trying to get my money from y'all. I got a job. I actually have 2 jobs. I have a good job and I have a crap job. I don't really work there anymore, but when they in a position, they call me, and I give them some hours just because I don't like to shut doors. But I actually legitimately have 4 jobs. I have a YouTube channel. I have 2 actual jobs where I go work for somebody else, and then I do consultations. Now that's become a part-time job, approaching full-time status. So I have 4 jobs. I'm not doing this so I can suck money from people, but I do appreciate the help because one day it's going to lead to me being able to do this full time. And people always want me to. They always say, "Continue, please don't stop, please don't stop." Well, I have a large enough amount of money that I have to replace in order to do this full time. So, because I got kids to feed and I got a wife at home. So I definitely love when people thank me with their pocketbook and put their money where their mouth is, or donate to my PayPal, or buy a T-shirt. And I don't mention that stuff often because I'm just not a salesman. I'm not here to sell anything, but I got some stuff to sell if you want it. Consultations, T-shirts. There's some Patreon benefits that are coming up pretty soon. I'm gonna be doing a drawing for my Patreon supporters pretty soon, and I'll be sending gift cards and T-shirts and stuff out to people just to say thanks. So I got some stuff to sell, but I'm not here to sell anything, if you believe it or not. I don't know how to pronounce that name, but you gave me the 1999. Everybody see it, so I don't have to do it. Some of y'all can guess how to pronounce it. It's a beautiful word, but I just don't want to. I don't want to butcher it. She said, "Keep up the good work, hon. Keep helping these sisters navigate the dating scene and gain their self-respect. Something dads should have done for their daughters, but failed to do. Do men get mad at you for exposing the secrets?" Yeah, men get a bit perturbed. I put a comment up on my Instagram. I circled it. I blurted the dude's name out, and I think it was the "Don't Give Off Desperate Vibes" video, or maybe the one before that. I think it was "Don't Give Off Desperate Vibes." But the gentleman watched the video, and I pinned his comment to the top. So it's like one of the last 3 videos I did. And he was like, "You're giving up too much game. Why are you telling them all this? You effing it up for the rest of us." And he seemed to be pretty irritated at me. And I thought it was funny. I think I told my cousin it was the greatest compliment I've gotten all week. Because it shows these women that, I am giving them something of value. I'm giving something that these guys are coveting and using against them. And this gentleman, he clearly lacked a bit of maturity, but he was irritated. And a few have jumped in my comment section and been irritated. But again, most of my viewers, 95% of them are women. I have a 5% male viewership. So women always ask me, "Well, why you don't take time and tell men how to da 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 da?" Well, because I would have to start a whole nother channel. I have barely enough time to manage this one and get a video up every week. So I cannot. I can't start another channel at the moment. And then I don't want to, if I do another channel, it's not going to be a relationship channel. I don't want to be bound to talking about relationships. People like my perspective on relationships, but relationships isn't even like the thing that I'm best at. It's just something I've observed. And because I care so much about people getting the most out of their life, I decided it was my first channel. But I like to start a channel where I talk about everything, the concepts of humanity, whether that's fears or goals or, just life issues and stuff. I've gotten a few videos prepared for if I started that channel. I haven't shot them, but I've written them up, and I'm seriously thinking about doing another channel, but I don't want to be bound to relationships, not Hitch, and the guys who are mistreating women don't want to get less tail. They want to get more tail. So they're not going to watch the videos. The only ones I can hope to get are the 15 to 25-year-old guys who still have a bit of hope, and again, that's if those guys are looking to be good men. It's harder to find guys that are willing to take less than more. And even if I can find that audience, I feel like I have a better chance of helping the world by creating or helping to create and motivate women to be stronger and wiser, because it helps good men. When a woman is damaged and she has baggage and her emotional growth has been stunted by a really bad relationship, when she does find a good man, she doesn't know how to treat him. She doesn't know how to relate to him. She doesn't know how to keep him. And then he just becomes another one of her traumas. What I want to do is mitigate some of that damage and prevent it before it happens, so that when women come to know a good man, they are more than willing to give him a fair shot and treat him the way he needs to be treated, so he doesn't have to walk out on them. And so that at the end of their life, they just have a lot less sob stories and a lot less horror stories or war wounds to explain to people. Healthier women lead to healthier men. Any community, any civilization that has fallen has fallen as a result of the women not being taken care of. Cultures and everything depends on the health of a woman, and women have so much more power than they believe. Because we live in a sexist society, a male-dominated society, but I believe in the mother energy and the nurturing energy and the goddess energies. You know, I don't even know what I was just saying. I just lost my train of thought, y'all. I'm tired. It's 12:56, but you know what I'm saying. Letitia Spain, I appreciate your super chat. Thank you so much. She said, how to get a guy to talk to you more. I suppose that depends on the context of what you're talking about. If you're talking about you like a guy and he's only talking to you a little bit, how do you get him to talk to you more? The short, super blunt, bad answer would be, well, be more interesting. But we never know what interests a man. We just don't. Also, even if you're very interesting, if you're talking to one of the types of guys that I've made a video about recently, then you probably can't be any more interesting because he doesn't care how interesting you are. Hypothetically speaking, the type of guy that doesn't like to talk to a woman often but wants to date her is only looking to date her physically and not emotionally or psychologically. So I don't know why the guy's not talking, and I don't know the context in which we're speaking. So I don't want to paint him as a bad guy. But the short answer, I guess, is find a way to interest him. Maybe share his interests or take an interest in his interests so that he has a reason or that he doesn't have to separate himself to do something he loves or talk about something he loves. A lot of times women don't get the time they want with a guy, but it's because he's obsessed with a thing or he likes to do a thing that they're not into, and he can't share that with them because they're just not into it. And if you become a man's companion and his road dog, so to speak, a lot of times, a lot of y'all will get a lot more time with these guys because he doesn't have to separate himself from the thing he loves to spend time with you or build with you. If a guy likes working out and you really want to get to know him, and he's okay with it, offer to go to the gym with him. If he likes to play basketball, offer to go tag along. Learn how to tag along with the guy. And if he doesn't have to separate himself from the thing he loves to build with you, you'll get a lot more time with the guy. And eventually he'll include you in that thing. And in getting to know you in that way, he'll just start to spend more time with you doing what you love. But be a man's companion. A lot of girls don't want to ride. I call them, they ain't riders. You know, I used to say that to my wife, you ain't no rider. She didn't want to do crap that I like to do, you know. But she started going to the basketball gym with me if I played and stuff like that. So it just depends. But that's a tidbit. You want a guy to give you more time, do what he likes to do. Annie L said, I'm in this weird stage of my life where I'm not sure I'm ready to commit to any guy yet, but I don't know. But I know I don't want to hook up either. I speak to people like that all the time. If you don't want to commit and you don't want to hook up, then you just have to take things extra slow. And most people don't know if they want to commit or hook up when they meet a person. That's the beauty of dating, is that even though you say you're in that weird stage, everybody's in that weird stage. People always say, oh, I'm not looking for a girlfriend or I'm not looking for a boyfriend. But when they meet the right person, all of a sudden they're ready. That's just how it works. And so when you're in that weird stage, it's just because you're not looking for it and you're not feeling the vibes from whoever you're interacting with. So yeah, it feels like I don't really want to commit to anybody. I don't really want a relationship right now because it seems daunting because nothing's pulling at you emotionally, and that's okay. So don't hook up. If you're sure of that, you know that you don't want to hook up. You said that. You said you're not sure if you're ready to commit. So there's some ambiguity there, but you know you don't want to hook up. So don't start hooking up. And if you do start talking to guys and you're not sure about it being committed, just take your time with them. That's all you got to do. Just take your time. Eventually, you'll find a guy that makes you sure that you want to commit, and then you can put the work in. But until then, if you want to keep guys after you, be slightly distant. Act really excited when you talk to them, and then take a couple of days off and make them chase you, and just drag that out for a while until you figure out who you like. Do the same thing that guys do to you. I always tell women, and people always tell me, well, I don't agree with women approaching guys because it makes them look desperate and da 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 da. Listen, women have been approaching me since I was like 12. When I was like 15, adult women would approach me. I've had all types of women approach me, and maybe because there was just a limited time that they were going to interact with me, and they were like, "The hell with this! I'm gonna just go on and talk to this dude." And I'm not saying I'm the greatest guy ever, but you know, I've had some success with women, and I've had a lot of failures. I've had as much failure as success, so I'm not like the womanizer or anything like that. But women can approach me and still be chased. It's about your strategy. Just like when a guy gets your number and he doesn't call you, and then y'all write me and say, "Oh my God, this dude. Why do men?" I was supposed to do this video a while ago. Why do men get your number and then don't call? Now he approached you. He expressed interest in you. You was minding your business, and now you tripping off this dude not calling you. You realize women can do the same thing and have done the same thing to me and a lot of guys I know. A woman can approach you, show you interest, and then you get excited because, man, women don't do that often, and men don't receive compliments often. Men aren't accosted. I don't even know if that's the right word. I'm a little sleepy. Disregard. Men aren't approached by women very often at all. It's so rare. Even with me, it might have happened. Like I say a lot of times, but you know, that's a lot of times over a lot of years. You know, so it's not like every month I'm getting approached. It's like a couple times a year, a woman would come up to me and be like, "Damn, really?" And then I would be like, "Man, I wonder if that girl gonna call." You know, now the tables have turned, and just like a woman, when a guy gets your number and you think, "Oh man, he cute, I hope he call," and he might call once, and you get excited like, "Oh man, I like him, I hope he call back," and then he start playing them games where he don't call, he might call, he may not call. You know, women can do the same thing. Women can approach a guy or show him interest as soon as he bite back up, like I ain't got nothing to do with this, and watch him go crazy. And so I had a point. Somebody asked a question, but I forgot what I was talking about. Disregard. I'm so sorry. Man, I got a lot of questions. Okay. Somebody said, Jatan Paman said, and I probably butchered your name. Forgive, brother. She said, so a guy I've known for years finally approached me to go out, and I'm mutually interested. So I gave him my number. Now he hasn't texted me in over a week. Is he playing games? See, wasn't I just talking about this? See, he approached her, and now she waiting on it. She's anxious, and he's playing games. Women can do the same thing. A woman can come. That was my point. A woman can come outside of the chain of you know, what a woman is supposed to do, and all of those preconceived notions of a woman's behavior, and she can come outside of that, approach a man like a gentleman, get his number, jog his interest, and then play games, and then he'll start calling her like crazy. A woman can do the same thing them pickup artists can do. If a guy can do it to you, you can do it to a guy, most of it. Man, some of it's been done to me, so I know it's true. I know it happens, and I know it works. So if you mad, don't get mad, get even. Mostly even. Don't be going around giving it up to everybody trying to get even. You know, you ain't no savage. Let Rihanna do that shit. She laying down with millionaires. Some of y'all getting piped down in somebody's mama's basement. It's unfinished. So I don't believe in that savage life. Anyway, so is he playing games? I don't think he could be playing games. He could have just sincerely been practicing. I used to go to the mall when I was 18 and watch me get a bunch of comments about this. Oh my God, Kevin, that doesn't seem like you. Man, listen, 17, 18-year-old Kevin was much different than the 31-year-old Kevin that you see here. You know, I'm 31. Anyway, you tell her where he gets my ass. The point is this. He might have been playing games. He might be genuinely interested and plan to call you later. Or he might have just been practicing. And unfortunately, guys do this. When I was figuring out how I relate to women and you know, 17, trying to figure out what kind of man I was going to be, and things, you know, I went through a phase where, you know, I didn't want to be a pickup artist because I would never use a woman for her body like that. I draw my line on that. I don't be laying down a bunch of women that I don't plan on being with. I just never did that ever. But I didn't give a damn about getting a girl's number for no reason at all. But you can walk past me if you was fine and not. You was coming off the number, like you was gonna give it to me, or you was gonna have to reject me. And I was trying to build up what I was trying to do. The point was that, and it sounds savage, but it's not. The point, young men have to get past the point to where they're afraid of rejection. Women always complain about guys not approaching them, being too afraid, blah, blah, blah. You realize that a guy has to build up that resiliency. A guy has to build up his confidence, build up that resiliency, and get used to the idea of rejection. The only way to do that is to talk to a lot of women. So when y'all are complaining about a guy not having the balls to talk to you, it's because he hasn't talked to a lot of women. So either you want a guy to talk to a lot of women or you don't want him to talk to a lot of women. But understand that you don't get the benefit of a guy with confidence and a guy that's smoothly approaching you unless he has talked to a lot of women. So either y'all going to start approaching these guys that y'all think are good because they don't talk to a lot of women, or you're going to keep getting men that have a lot of practice talking to women because that's what they've done for a period. And, you know, they're not always creeps. They're not always out for sex, but they are practicing. Guys practice. Just like women start wearing makeup and start twitching their hips a little bit, and they start practicing the ways of a woman. Guys start trying to figure out how to master the art of approaching a woman. So that's just a natural part of a man's growth. She said, guess Fox wants me on their channel. I can't hear Shat. I don't know what they're talking about. It's all good, though. Appreciate the advice. You feel like a good friend, got to support. Hey, man, I appreciate you, Heather E. People always tell me that. They say I feel like a big brother or, you know, like a male best friend. And that's my whole purpose. I want people to come to me who lack those resources. I think it's extremely important that that's exactly how people see me. Some people see me as some kind of sex symbol, and while I appreciate the compliment, and I will never turn down a compliment, or you know, I love a compliment, and my wife seems to like that I'm complimented too. It doesn't really bother her when people say things. It's kind of funny. I think she is entertained by it a bit, but you know, I love you know, a good compliment, but I'm not trying to be no sex symbol. And so people be like, you look better with this. You look, what you do this, and you look better. And you sexy. You should do this. I'm not here trying to find nobody to smash. I'm not banging my subscribers like a lot of these guys that give relationship advice is. A lot of these men sorry. A lot of these guys are single and they're trying to tell you how you should act when you get to them. And it's still valuable advice. There's some perspective in it, but at the same time, it's hard to separate the motive of finding the perfect woman that you want if your job is trying to build a perfect woman or trying to give women advice about how to be with men. I think there's a bit of self-servitude going on when that happens, and not that every man. I'm not saying that every man that does that is inherently bad, because I know most of the guys are single. So some of them give really good advice, so I'm not hating on nobody. You know, I'm not their competition. I'm much smaller than most of these channels. I'm much smaller. Unless y'all share my videos more, then I'm gonna stay smaller. That's all that matters. If you thank me and you ain't got no money in your pocket, share my video, and that's money enough. That's thank you enough. You know, but I don't think. What the hell was the question? Man, I'm tired tonight. Man, I don't remember what the question was. I'm so sorry. Let me see. I'm gonna go back and look at that. Let me see. Ex-friend. Man, I don't know what the heck happened. Say you feel like a good friend. I submitted my question. I already submitted my question. I wish I would have seen your question. Something to look at. She said I already submitted my question. I didn't see it, so I'm gonna have to go through the comment section and try to find it. Let me see something to look at. I'm not gonna be able to find it. It's not gonna be. It probably won't be highlighted. I hope if my wife's watching, I don't know if she's watching, but if she's watching, can you find something to look at's question so I can answer it? because I can't find it, and I have to get to some other questions. But she gave me $9.99, so I really appreciate it. I hope I can get to your question. If not, something to look at, because you did a super chat, I'll leave this chat up, and I will make a video just for you if I absolutely have to. If not, I'll try to hit your Gmail if you stick your Gmail in the comment section, or put like a bunch of $signs in a row so your question sticks out or something. But I hope I can find your question, because I really appreciate your super chat. A lot of people do that. They ask a question, they be like, "Oh, I should give them a super chat," and then if I got enough comments, I can't find it. Tamika Johnson, but I'm not gonna stop looking. Something to look at. I got you faded. I swear I do. Tamika Johnson, what do you do when the no contact rule doesn't work? Try to ignore this guy who is emotionally unavailable, but he consistently comes back and tries to rekindle something that just is not going to happen. Well, that's when you just block somebody. If you know that they're not going to change, and you tried no contact and it didn't work, first of all, no contact is meant to not only prepare them for the separation, but for you for a permanent separation. No contact, you're supposed to be actually moving on with your life with the option, with the option of getting back with somebody. Given your terms are met and the behaviors have changed. But if you've determined that they have no relationship potential, then your no contact needs to become permanent. They need to be blocked on the phone. They shouldn't be able to text you. It's very easy to accidentally block somebody on an iPhone. So I know you can. Even if you got an Android, you can block somebody. You can block them on social media. At that point, once you block them and they keep kind of trying to contact you, it's stalking. So you know what to do after that. But you just got to keep the separation going. Don't let people get to you, because it doesn't do anything for you or your energy to be trying to share your time in your life with a person who brings you down. Your vibrational energy, your positive vibes, whatever you want to call it. If somebody disturbs your peace, you got to get rid of them. Brittany J. A reserved coworker likes me. I find that he opens up more when I talk to him. Is he a shy person? Is it okay to ask him if we can hang out and conversation outside of work? Absolutely. Like I said, women so worried about, and I did that video because that happens. Those are real things. But some women are so worried about being desperate that they don't even do the basics. Sometimes men need an interest indicator, or they need to know that they're welcome to you. And so it takes a bit of initiative on your part to say the first thing that might not be, "Hey, can we go out for on a date?" But it says, when you say, "Hey, can we hang out?" or any way to talk to you outside of work? I had some things I wanted to run by you, but we ain't work. And so I kind of had to wait. However you might come across saying that, it only tells him that he's welcome to be friendlier with you, or to get to know you. And so it doesn't say, "Hey, I'm desperate, I want to jump your bones, I'll drop to my knees," or nothing like that when you invite a guy to contact you after work. It just means that, "Hey, I find you interesting." He don't know if you want to be friends. Guys always kind of, unless he's a guy that has a lot of women, most of the time guys are a bit unsure about what a woman wants when she's being friendly, because nobody wants to assume that a woman's interested and find out, the hard way that she's not interested. It's very humiliating. So believe it or not, guys tread very lightly on assuming that a woman wants the D, because again, it's very humiliating to get that wrong. So yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. And I know some fucking dating coach somewhere, I guess I said the F word again, sorry, church folk. Some dating coach somewhere is gonna be like, "Oh, he don't know what he's talking about, don't do that." But I'm gonna tell you like this: people spend their whole lives trying to avoid rejection and letting fear make their decisions, trying to save face. Like, fear kills more dreams than failure ever could. Fear stops people from doing the very things that they wish they could do, that they fantasize about doing, that they want to do. The first video on my new channel, if I decide to go there, I've written is about fear, and the way that people let fear control them and run their lives. And they think that somehow or another they're making the decisions based on logic, and logic masquerades as fear, or fear masquerades as logic. Don't let fear run your life. Don't let the very act of trying to save face make all these decisions for you. Stop being afraid of embarrassment. Embarrassment is not that damn bad. It is just not. I didn't start a channel. I would have started a relationship channel in '08 if I wasn't afraid of humiliating myself or being embarrassed. And I said this last video, every day I'm less and less afraid of embarrassing myself, and it makes me so much more dangerous. And I would like that same freedom for everyone. So no, hell no, it ain't too much. You asking, hey, you drink coffee? Hey, let's go to Starbucks. Or, let me. What's your Facebook? Asking for a social media or something. And if you click on social media, then you can graduate to a phone, and it'll be much more smooth. So that's the best way to do it. If you're nervous about it, is ask about a social media, see if you can get on his friends list or something, and then it makes it much easier to contact him and try to get some back and forth. If he don't show you no love on social media, the phone ain't gonna happen. The dates ain't gonna happen. But if he show you love on social media, it's completely in context to say, hey, this is too much to type. Let me get your number. Or he might hit you with that. So if it goes well, so that's what I would do. And Tamika Johnson, I hope I answered your question in totality. But yeah, make sure you separate that guy, Tamika Johnson, from your daily activities. Don't talk to him. Don't respond to him. Just disappear off the face of the earth. Ghost him. He know what's coming. He know what it is. But yeah, honestly, lady, just be genuinely busy living your lives to the fullest possible. I don't know what that had to do, but it was good advice. Aaliyah, Venezuela, Valo, not even gonna do that. Hey, appreciate you. Not even gonna get the name all beat up. Why do players chase good girls but not commit to them? Players chase everybody. Somebody asked me, that's just like the same question I keep getting. I might have to do a video about it. Why does it seem like jerks or players or pickup artists or bad men always are attracted to me? Why do the wrong ones always approach me? First of all, the guys who are in habits approaching women are genuinely approaching a lot of women. So if you're getting approached, I don't know, 7 times out of 10 by a guy who approaches a lot of women. Because most decent guys aren't approaching women. They decent guys move a lot slower. They find women in their schools or in their workplaces and places that they encounter them a lot. They have to develop a different type of comfort because they're not as smooth when approaching women, and they have a bit of anxiety. So a lot of decent guys won't approach you because they're not in the habit of approaching women. And while women don't like the fact that guys don't approach them, the very sometimes a very sign that a man is more decent is that fact that he doesn't have a lot of experience approaching women. But also, players chase everybody. So you're not exempt. If you find or you attractive in some way and you there's something alluring about you, then yes, a man is going to approach you, and they're going to chase whoever they can to get it because they lack empathy and they lack character and they lack integrity. It's just that's what I said. Women often talk about how men are cold and stuff like that. Men's first priority is to protect themselves and hide their vulnerability. And I think that women can learn a lot from that because men always operate from a place of logical safety, and women usually like to immerse themselves in what they're feeling about a situation, and they hope that everything goes well. And I think if women step back and looked at things a bit more logically sometimes, and I'm not trying to encapsulate all women in this, but it's a lot of people do. If women were more cautious in who they expose themselves to emotionally, I think that wouldn't be a bad thing, or that wouldn't be a bad thing to replicate from the habits of men. So yeah, players chase everybody. You're not exempt. They just lack empathy, so they know they're going to destroy somebody, and they just don't care. That's why I don't have a problem with exposing them. What if he says he's scared of a relationship but acts like a little psycho, and when I back off and gets pissed that I don't text right back and accuses me of dating other guys? Well, what the F is he on? Well, he's on games, and that's okay. The thing is, when a guy says he doesn't want a relationship and then he acts like a psycho, he's revealing himself to you that he was trying to play with you, and he didn't get the results he wanted. When a guy says he don't want a relationship, he's basically saying, hey, I want to exploit this relationship for a benefit of mine, whether that's your company, whether that's your body, whether that's your money or the rides home from work, or whatever you're offering him. When he doesn't want a relationship, but he wants the benefits of a relationship, he wants something from you. The problem is sometimes he also has emotions that he's not really dealt with, and he doesn't realize he has those emotions until you reject him. and reject his offer to sit in a chair in a particular position in his life. So if a guy acts like a little psycho and backs off after telling you he doesn't want a relationship, he might not want relationship, but he might want ownership. And some guys don't deal with rejection very well, no matter what type of rejection it is, no matter what they meant for that relationship. They don't like rejection. They want to tell you no. They don't want it to be the other way around. And again, some guys have an ownership a thing where they don't like losing their possessions, their toys, and so I would say that gentleman is stunted emotionally. He lacks emotional maturity, and I can't see what he would have to offer you, even if he didn't get psycho when he when he just revealed his character to you. And I wouldn't waste my time with a gentleman like that. Okay, something to look at. Okay, good gracious, you had to give me another 10 just to get your question answered. I'm so sorry. Let me see. So you get a bonus question. I'm going to do this. I'm going to answer this question, and then if you email me, put a gang of $signs in front of it and tell me that, let me know who you are. And then I'll answer another question for you. The next time you got a question, you'll get priority, because I feel very bad that you had to give me another one. But you didn't super chat with the question, so I didn't see it. But you said you lied and told him that you slept with his frat brother. Oh, this is bad. Because he said hurtful words. He cut me off. A month later, he blocked his phone number and called me. What's up with him? Man, he's feeling all kind of hurt. Oh, he's damaged. You just pissed in the pool. Something to look at. And what I mean by that is there are a pool, like the dating pool for many is shallow, or at least they think it's shallow. And for some, it is very shallow. When people piss in the pool, it didn't really hurt them. It didn't really disgust them as their pee, but it disgusts everyone else around them. The worst thing you can probably do to somebody is let them know that you pissed in the pool and they swimming next to you in your pee. Like, it's disgusting. When people do this, people piss in the dating pool all the time. Women do things that are a bit reckless like that. No offense. And then this guy, now he has an emotional trauma that he'll start to apply to women, and he's more likely to do the things to women that we talk about on this channel a lot. So you never want to hurt people. I know hurt people hurt people. I get that. But you never want to perpetuate a thing such as sleeping with a frat brother. Man, that shit follows you forever. You understand that frat brothers don't separate themselves in the same way that high school friends do. Frat brothers they link each other up for jobs, and frats are brotherhood. So I think that's really bad that you say that. And you should never tell a lie like that. But I understand he said hurtful words. I get that. And I don't know what he said. He probably said something just as bad. But you don't want to come between a brother and his frat brothers or his friends. I've never did no frat stuff. I've been to college a few times, but I ain't graduating. I'm damn sure it wasn't joining no frat. If I'm in it, I own it. I don't be joining no groups. That ain't how I move. But that's just, I would imagine that if somebody said they banged, if an ex-girlfriend said she banged my friend, even to this day, I'd be like, huh? Like, I'd just be like, that's kind of weird. I'd like to, I don't know. I can't support your something to look at. He called anyway. I'm gonna answer your question. A month later, he called his phone number and blocked. I don't know why he called it blocked. I don't know why he called it. And what, you didn't tell me what he did when he called. Did he hang up the phone? I would imagine he was hurt and he hung up the phone. But if he actually talked to you, then what was up was whatever y'all talked about. So the bottom of that question is a bit ambiguous, but I would imagine that he's conflicted because he misses you. He probably cares about you, and you called his frat brother. I don't know why he would have called you back, because I would have probably never called you back if I found out you banged my mans and them. But he called you because his feelings are more involved than he wished they were. And he doesn't have closure, or he's not done with you because he realized it was a lie, and he just wishes you two would have got along a little bit better. So that what's up with him is regret, a bit of pain and regret. And thank you for the extra super chat. Okay, I'm gonna get somebody else's questions. Let me see. Okay, they talking. Ain't got nothing to do with me. How to deal with the guy friend that I've known for Cindy R. Let me just say R. Says how to deal with the guy friend that I've known for several years, but he only tells me about his stress and troubles. But when things are going good, he acts funny, like I'm in the way after I've been there. Okay, so you have a place in this man's life, and it seems to be his counselor. Uh, he doesn't seem to have the same responsibility towards you in his mind of providing that same counsel or that same friendly ear. He may be a bit narcissistic, um, but he might just be unaware of the dynamic that he's establishing. I mean, there may not be an intent behind it, but clearly his interest in you isn't what your interest is in him. Because if everything is going good, then a man should kind of open up and be a lot more happy, a lot more fun, and encounter you in a different way. There should be a change in his interactions with you, and the fact that the change gets worse when he's doing better tells me that your place is one of servitude to him, and it might just be to listen to his problems and be his emotional guidance counselor. So unless you express that to him and give him an opportunity to change it, I can't say leave him alone, but at the same time, it doesn't look promising that he doesn't care about what you go through. Let me see. Somebody said just saw that person's comment on your Instagram. Oh yeah, it was funny. Yeah, he was mad. He was big mad. Yeah, it happens. Can you cover She said, can you cover ghosters that tries to come back? I'm assuming you mean can you recover ghosters that try to come back? I don't know. I think when people lack the decency to be a bit more upfront, and people do it. People are afraid of conflict. That's why people ghost most of the time. They're afraid of conflict. But if they've taken something from you, in exchange for a perceived commitment or a perceived relationship attempt, and then they ghost you, then they're just kind of a scumbag. But anyway, can you recover? I don't know. I think that depends on the person and why they ghosted you, and if you can make peace with that, and if you trust that they won't do it again. It's a loaded question, and so I can't tell you absolutely yeah, but I can't tell you absolutely no either. You just got to figure out what your standards are and the things that you're willing to put up with from people. And if you're willing to let a ghoster come back in, then you have to be willing to then take that L again, because it could happen again. Somebody said, I don't know, it's a conversation, but I think I can add to this. She said, because sometimes people only approach someone for an ego boost to see if they can get that. They might not actually want it or already be in a situation with someone else. Yeah, a lot of guys approach women for practice, like I said, or for sport. Hell, when I was a bagger at a store called Kroger we have in Ohio, man, I was 16. Like I said, it wasn't no girls coming in that store that wasn't going through me. If they was fine, I was talking to them. And we had a little game. The baggers would always try to figure out who can get the most numbers by the end of the day. I think I won every day. That's funny, man, what you do when you're young. But, I didn't ever take nothing from them women. And I always made sure, kind of like the fishermen, the honor system, you throw it back in, or what they say when they put the fish back in the water. I never did nothing. Catch and release, that's what it was. And I kind of did the catch and release thing. I wasn't trying to be no savage and actually break no hearts. I just wanted the numbers. So for an ego boost most of the time. Now, if a girl was particularly interesting or particularly fine, then yeah, I was trying to figure out if I can get to know her, but nothing I did at Kroger's materialized into any lasting relationship. So, some of them girls played me, and I shook a few of them, and so I had some humiliations, and I gave a few. It happens, man. It's charging to the game. Whenever I've approached a guy, it has not ended up again. I'm assuming you're saying, Felicia Keeley, that it hasn't turned out well when you approach the guy. Well, sometimes it's your method, not the act. Remember, everything is two sides to every story, and sometimes women often get into this thing where it's like, no, I tried that with guys and it didn't work, or da, 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 da. That's assuming that you did things, the appropriate way for that person's personality. You have to remember that in relationships, relationships are about personality, about compatibility, right? And in everything else, the qualities that you possess, and the compromise of your qualities and the submission of your qualities, and the inter or the codependence or the interdependence that you have to perform in a relationship. So you can try something and it didn't work on that person because they're not a person who receives women in that way, or who receives the compliments in the way that you presented them. That assumes that you did everything appropriate for the way that person views themselves and views the situation. You just never know why somebody's rejecting you, and rejection has more to do with the other person a lot of times than it does you. It just means that you don't fit into the little box that they have fit their little fantasy in. You don't fit that, and it's not necessarily that you're not good enough, or that you won't fit someone else's box, or you won't be good enough for someone else. But it is to say that for whatever reason you don't match up with their idea of their next mate. People always have an idea, man, when I get back out, I'm gonna find a person like this. And if you don't match that description, sometimes you just get looked over, because they've been through relationships, they've been with people that they didn't want to be with, they've been unhappy, they've been unfulfilled, and they're looking for their dream spouse. And sometimes they have an image in their head, and even if you're great, they might not see your greatness because they're so focused on the image that they've developed for their fantasy, because they've probably been disappointed by people they were not even that interested in to begin with. It always happens, but again, that rejection has a lot less to do with you than it does with them and their images, their imagination at that time. Yeah, an unfinished basement, Courtney. An unfinished basement. Don't let Rihanna get y'all get caught up out here. A lot of these women are getting pregnant by, and I need to do a video about a lot of the women are getting pregnant by men who have no potential to serve a family as a father. Man, y'all really have to pay attention to who y'all laying down with. It's getting ridiculous. If you in an unfinished basement or in the back of a car somewhere, and you ain't using protection or got your birth control together, and you don't know what that person's STD status is, like, you living life on the edge. You are absolutely a savage, and man, I'm gonna pray for you. Or maybe them Christians in the audience can pray for you, because they don't cuss. They please pray for these women laying down with these men. Don't know if they got STDs or if they can be a father. They know the responsibility that a man holds to a family. They have no idea what honor is. Some of these guys, it's insane, and they can all the tell in the world, because these women don't understand they value it sometimes. If you like to, sleep around, good for you. I ain't telling you what to do with your body, but I'm telling you, you living life on the edge, on the wild side. AIDS is a thing. Herpes is a thing. They say 1 in 5 people got herpes. The hell with that. My fave. Do you believe guys should always make the first move? What can us as women do to ensure that a guy makes the first move? I'm assuming you mean are you talking about the first move? Hopefully you're talking about, or I'm gonna address them both, because I don't know. Maybe you're talking about the first move as in approaching. If you're talking about the first move as in approaching, then no, I don't think a guy has to make the first move as far as being approaching a woman. I think a woman can see a guy and approach him, or make him feel welcome, or invite him to lunch or something like that. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And it's happened to me a lot. And I've always enjoyed it. And I always go home feeling giddy, like, man, damn, I'm so cute. Somebody approached me. I'm so handsome. Somebody told me I was beautiful. Like, it helped me. Like, it made me more confident. But if you're talking about the first move sexually, that depends much more heavily on the mindset of the guy that you're with. A conservative man will always be a bit repelled by a woman who's too forward sexually for him. Not for everybody, but for him. So if the guy is a bit more conservative, a bit more old school, a bit more conventional, then no, you don't want to make the first move as a woman. But if some guys are just like women, they or just some girls are just like guys, but some guys have a more liquid opinion of sex and the responsibilities of both parties to initiate. Some men have a very progressive mindset, just like some women do. Some men be at the slut walk, walking in dresses just to show the support. Hey, women can do what they want to, and hey, people do what the hell they want to do. Well, I guess the answer is you would have to know your audience. Just like, for instance, I was told that another YouTuber that gives relationship advice to women, and then he uses the word bitch all the time. Well, that's poor taste and that's poor judgment, because he has to know his audience is women, and a lot of people are going to be turned off by that. And while he might have a point and it might be in context, it's just in bad taste. And so just like that, while sometimes you feel like it's appropriate or the timing's good, it might just be in bad taste if you don't know your audience. You could offend a guy, or not offend him, but repel him or push him away a bit, because some guys just will take that as, well, man, I wonder how much she does this. If you go on it 1 date a month or 1 date a week, that's 4 dates a month. He'll start doing math, trying to figure out how many guys you pushed up on sexually this year. His imagination will go wild, and then eventually he won't trust you, and he'll stop calling, stop texting as much, because he'll start to think that maybe you might be dangerous for him. Not that you're a hoe all the time. Sometimes guys don't think that you're a hoe. They feel like you are a dangerous investment for them. And so that's something that some men just have to deal with. And sometimes it's insecurity, sometimes it's their morals, sometimes it's just the way they was raised, their perceptions, their paradigms. But it depends on the guy. Long story short, it depends on the guy. And figure out what he thinks about promiscuity before you try to make the first move. I talked to a girl that just jumped on a gentleman's lap and tried to kiss him, and she really hadn't known the dude. She just really liked him, thought he was cool, thought that was the way to go, and it didn't happen for her. It repelled him, it scared him, it pushed him back a bit, because it was too much for him. It might have been great for somebody else, but too much for him. So just know your audience. LOL, the most humble statement of 2008. I don't know what I said, but I can believe it. Okay, that's what's up. Kissing strangers? Yeah, I don't believe in kissing strangers. But as a teenager, I kissed a girl at the club one time, and then I just couldn't. I don't know why I did that shit. I was just in the moment, and then I went home like, man, I wonder how many dudes she be kissing her, topping off. I was stupid. But I was washing my damn mouth out for 3 days after that, trying not to get something. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I think they were smoking weed in the club and the buzz cut me or something, because I don't do no drugs. And I feel like I just got caught up. I don't know what the hell happened, but I was 17. Disregard. I don't kiss no strangers. Don't kiss no strangers. What the hell people got in their mouth? The mouth is one of the dirtiest places in the body too. Just so y'all know, the mouth is a hideous place. Hideous, germ-ridden bacteria party for the germaphobes. If a guy is hot one day and cold the next, does he have a crush or he's in love with you? No. If you can't get consistent interest from a guy, he definitely isn't in love with you, unless you're in an established relationship and you just know that's his personality. And also, a crush doesn't fade Tuesday and come back Thursday, and fade Friday and come back Saturday. When a guy's hot and cold, he's either on the fence about something, or he's strategically giving you space as a way to manipulate you into chasing him a bit more. And some guys are just dismissive and lazy communicators, so that's a thing too. But no, he definitely probably doesn't have a crush on you or is in love with you, because he's hot and cold. Yeah, somebody said, real talk, these STDs out here. Damn right they're out here. And I want them to stay out there. You got me all kinds of effed up if you think I'm interested in any of that. Lord, Kev Hick, get rid of your hater. I don't even know who the hater. I don't even know. I ain't seen no hater comments in the last couple minutes, so it's all good. She said, Kev, I think that you should do live chats more often. You're awesome. I appreciate that. Alette, I appreciate that. Forgive me if I mispronounced your name. Uh, you have to become the person that you want to date. Simply put, I think that's amazing advice. I think if it encourages you to be better than you are, then yes. Uh, all right, I ain't gonna show that one. Somebody in there clown. It's a hater in there, but it's cool. They ain't talking about me. It's got something else going on. This guy was talking about this. This guy was talking to. This guy was talking to said that if I got pregnant, he wants me to get an abortion, and I don't know if he'll ghost me. I got upset uh, because I was going to have sex with him, but he said it's a joke. I don't think a gentleman would joke about that unless there was some part of him hoping that you internalize that as sincere. I've never known a man who believes in raising his kids to joke about abortions, unless he was referring to him in the past tense. Like, I know older dudes are like, yeah, man, and I was young, man, I had them good, having all kind of abortions, man. I pray myself every day that I get forgiven. And, there's some regret. I don't think, speaking about the abortion issue, I hate the fact that people speak about the people who have had the abortions as if, and I haven't had any abortion, but as if they have, as if they just wanted to do that, like they don't feel any sorrow or any regret. I know people who had abortions that are haunted to this day with that decision. Like, that's not an easy decision to make, and I don't think that any guy with any emotional maturity would joke about that. But let's say he did. You asking if it was just a joke, I doubt it. I feel like there's an attempt there to put that in your subconscious. So just in case you get pregnant, if he's hitting it, that he don't have to deal with those responsibilities. And I haven't done a video yet, so I can't hold you to this this thought. But never lay down with a man that you can't trust is gonna do the right thing if you get pregnant. I don't know why all these men are getting tail and they running around and having all these babies. Their ass is on Maury every 5 or 6 months, and new Maury Part 2. Ron is back, and he's back with 3 women that says he's the father. And Ron dancing around and shit. He ain't got a job, and somebody giving him some, and he ain't got nothing to offer him, but somebody keep giving him some. Y'all need to stop that shit. Y'all need to get y'all shit together, because you can blame Ron all you want, but you knew Ron wasn't shit, and you knew Ron wasn't responsible, and nothing told you that Ron was gonna raise a kid, because Ron he ain't even raised himself. He ain't got no personal growth goals or anything. You think he gonna raise a kid? Just because you got a penis and you over 18 don't make you a man. And some of y'all women forget that and be laying down with dudes because you think that they handsome, or you like the way they act, or they attract you, and they don't have nothing to offer you. And some of y'all women are parents. Y'all got kids, and y'all bringing these sorry ass men around y'all kids. Listen, I ain't the hell with all of that. All I'm saying is, if a man jokes about you having an abortion, he might not be the one you want to give some to. That was a long. The short, for real. I just I don't like that type of stuff. I feel like the dude was trying to convince you that maybe that was a cool idea, and I don't think that's something that a man should be championing. He should be trying to raise his damn kids. Does a relationship have a chance after sleeping together on the first date? Chemistry, connection, and communication still good, ongoing 3 weeks afterwards? Yes. Relationship can last after sleeping together on the first date. It takes 2 people with a progressive mindset that aren't going to judge each other for the activity that took place. I knew a couple that stayed together for years, and they had a one-night stand, and they ended up being together for years. They were both drunk, and they just realized that was a flaw in that night. Now, I wouldn't advise anybody to have sex under any kind of circumstances, because it seems like if 2 people are equally drunk, then it's automatically rape for the guy. And I'm not even about to start the debate on whether or not both parties and both sexes are equally responsible for their decisions, especially when they lay down and actually have to do the deed, and one's not just laying there like a dead body. The point is this: don't ever drink with somebody. Don't ever have sex when you're drinking with somebody. But yeah, 2 people can get into have sex on the first date and still make it. It just takes two people of the, like I said, a progressive mindset to that won't judge each other based upon that decision. Um, she said, somebody said, Sarah K. I haven't gotten to show the fro comments. I actually love to show the fro comments. It made me feel good when I first got to show the fro comments from Sarah K. Or Sarah. I don't know, baby girl. I don't know how to pronounce it, but you need to continue your YouTube videos too. I checked your channel out. You need to keep making YouTube videos. You have something to offer the world. I be kind of low-key checking out my subscribers. So y'all do your thing. You talk about them women and virtue and all of that stuff. If that's what you're passionate about, don't stop because you're scared or because people ain't feeling what you're saying or because you don't get no views. Eventually that'll come. But anyway, to your question, when a guy blocks you on IG and a year later on Facebook, and say he missed you on Facebook and in your inbox, what do you do? If a guy blocked you, it's probably because he had a girlfriend and he was getting into a bit of trouble communicating with you. Most of the time, guys ain't going to block you unless they either despise you or you're getting them in some trouble or there's some potential to get in trouble. So do your best to make sure that you understand what his activities are on the side. It's a bit reckless to kind of rejoin that situation or rekindle any kind of friendship when you can't trust the guy because he's shown you that you can't trust him. So you have to figure out how to get more transparency from that guy so he's not blocking you unsuspectedly and things of that nature. But I can't tell you because, like I said, I don't know the details of that situation. But you've never written me, Sarah K, or Saraka. I don't know how you pronounce that, but if you write me about it, we'll get to the bottom of it. If I recognize that picture, I'm gonna open it immediately because you always show love in the comment section, and you made me feel good about my afro when I first revealed it. Even though that dude was pushing back on my damn hairline, damn, I hated it, man. I had a good boy. I had a barber. He would get me so fresh, but he was pushing back on my sideline, like I was looking like I was losing my damn hair messing with that dude. I was super fresh from the side, but from the front, my damn hairline was fading away. I got a new barber now. We good. I ain't got a haircut in a minute. My shit looking raggedy, but I got some hair on my damn head, and my hairline ain't all pushed back anymore. Shout out JT. Anyway, let me jump back into this. Okay, some people are going in on each other, and I don't know what the hell the context is, so I'm gonna just stay out of that. Plus, I don't know how to block people like for real. I gotta figure that out. I ain't gonna say that, Patrick. That's a oversimplification, I believe. But I mean, yeah, he has a point. Women get stuck caring for the child because they're giving ass up to guys who don't deserve them, don't have no sense of responsibility, no sense of manhood. Women need to start. This is my thing. This is the one thing that frustrates me about some women that write me is that they have no concept of what real masculinity is. Women assume masculinity has to do with a man's aggression, his sexual conquest, how aggressive he is with her, if he a fight, that type of shit. That is so far from what a man's purpose is in this world. Why his ability and his responsibility to provide for and protect a woman are key. Just because a man can provide for you and he can fight doesn't make him a man. There are a lot of things missing from that mindset, and tough guys aren't inherently going to be better fathers than guys who will get their ass kicked at a Walmart. I'd give my ass to the dude who's going to be a better father, not to deal with the dime bag in his pocket and the attitude problem with his fucking pants on the ground. Oh, and look, another F word. You know what? Them Christians might be right. I might cuss too much, but I get a little frustrated. I really care. I'm going to be honest. I really care. Red Day said, "Hi, Kev. Could you talk a little bit about a man who acts ambivalent toward women when he says he loves to go further in a relationship after a year? Is that a trait that he can change? It sucks." Oh, ambivalent toward the woman he says he loves to go further in a relationship after a year. You know, I don't think people are in the habit of changing. If you've seen that ambivalence consistently, then he's going to have to decide that the way he's approaching the relationship is inappropriate. I'm almost positive that you've had some kind of conversation about it being unfulfilled in that way, and I'm almost certain that he hasn't given you any other effort than what he's been giving you. Certain character traits are stuck to a person, and until they come into a higher consciousness, they see an issue. You know, there are people who are assholes, and they've been assholes since they was little asshole babies, and they asshole adults and they asshole teenagers, and you just can't change them. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't force somebody to see the chance of improvement and take pride in taking that chance. And it just sucks that you can't change a person, and they might have a lot of other good qualities, but if you have to keep making excuses for them by using the good qualities when their shitty ones are overshadowing your whole experience, then it might be time to take a step back. Maybe a good no contact period would be decent for that. You know, if there's some potential there outside of that ambivalence. Here we go with this shit. Excuse me. Let me delete this person. They're getting on my damn nerves. There we go. Okay, cool. Yeah, I just hear somebody. That's nice. Yeah, little asshole babies, Crystal. I said it. Let me see. That Kev, you be you. I'm gonna do my thing, Judah. I'm gonna do mine. I'm gonna do my thing hard. Let me see. Somebody said, ask a man 3 times for what you like. One away. If he still isn't willing to change, you learn the hard way. Stay too long in marriage. You know what? I can't. Somebody said, ask a man 3 times for what you want. Give him 3 chances, basically, to change. I can't argue with that. I think if it works for you, it could work for some other people. I think some people don't have a limit or maximum of things that they'll put up with. So if you're one of those people who lack that type of structure and you just kind of find yourself putting up with a bunch of stuff, setting a limit or an actual number amount of things you will deal with, probably be a good thing for you. It probably help you out a lot. J Mrs. Black, glad to be able to catch it live. I'm glad you caught it. Hi, I'm new. Gannon Wakefield said, I'm new to this channel. Well, I hope you enjoy what you've seen so far. If not, hey, man, it's all good. But I appreciate you being here. I appreciate you watching. Appreciate you joining the comment section. Somebody said Angela English said I was wrong for blocking a guy friend who has come down to visit family and me, but is going through a divorce. All of a sudden, he has become distant, and I don't really hear from him. Was I wrong? Well, I don't know any context to that situation. So I guess it just depends on why you blocked him. You might have had your reasons, but it's very difficult, and it would be irresponsible for me to try to tell you, yeah, you was wrong, or no, you wasn't, and I don't know what the heck happened before all of that. Yeah, like it was on video, like a police murder. Ask a man 3 times for. I already said that. Somebody's still arguing with the dude I put out. I put out some dude named Patrick, and people cussing Patrick ass out. And they should. Patrick's an asswipe. Yeah, Patrick's blocked, so he might be still watching, but he can't say nothing. Patrick can kiss my ass. He's saying all kind of horrible things. This 60-plus-year-old coworker tried to position himself as a safe person, but all along I was interested in him. He would tell me about chaos with people, events at work. He thought I was interested. Vomit emoji. That's what's up. I can't hate on your vomit emoji. I can't do emojis. I'm typing. Oh, it is a little emoji box on there. If I was typing, I'd drop some emojis too. I was trying to figure that out. I'm on a keyboard or on a computer. Please answer my question, Therese J. Please answer my question. Is your question in my Gmail or is your question in this comment section? Because I haven't seen your question, Therese J. And I don't know how long ago you asked it. Thank you, Kev. You were exactly correct about the ambivalent situation. Your intuition is on point. And yes, about assholes, I'll be backing off. Doesn't feel good to be taken for granted. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. And sometimes, like I said, people don't think nothing wrong with how they feel because or how they treat you because they lack empathy um, and humility. And like I said, if Mike Tyson got a quote I love. He said, "If you're not humble in this world, the world will thrust humbleness upon you, and eventually it happens to everybody." And so I'd much rather be humble from the beginning, you know. Oh, okay. So Angela English elaborated a bit. She said he didn't do anything but became distant. So you blocked him because he became distant on Facebook. And I'm like, how the hell I get blocked on Facebook? We've been friends for 10 years and she gonna kick me off of Facebook? You know how serious you gotta be to kick somebody off of damn Facebook? Like you gotta be for real. Because people see that. Like she had really got so mad that she like unfriended me on Facebook. And we didn't even talk on Facebook because we were always so close. We always just talk on the phone. It was just weird, you know. And I guess we are right now, but you know, it was just odd. But you know, like I said, I don't give a crap how long it's been since I talked to somebody. If she calls me tomorrow and needs a favor or is stranded somewhere or you know, is in trouble, or if I find out some man is putting his hands on her, I'm on my way. You know what I'm saying? But again, I think that you was a bit wrong for blocking old boy for just being distant. He might have had some stuff going on. You know, sometimes if you're in a relationship, it's hard to be a girl's friend who requires the same amount that she would from her girlfriends because it's not always appropriate to give another woman that time, even if there's no romantic stuff going on. It's very difficult for women and men to have friendships, partly because of the complication of how we interpret what a friend is. Two men can be best friends and not talk to each other for months. I have not talked to my very best friend, Jesse, in 4 months. We've texted, played phone tag. He called me yesterday. I ain't calling back yet because I've been answering emails and doing consultations all day. But me and Jesse have been friends since we was 15 years old. I cannot talk to Jesse this year. And when I call Jesse, I'm still his brother. Like, it don't mean nothing. And a lot of women, they get really upset. And you try to be friends with them the same way you friends with your guys with the same amount of distance. And it doesn't work. Sometimes women just don't know how to handle it. So I think you overreacted. You shouldn't have blocked him. You should have had a conversation with him and respect the fact that maybe if it's another woman in his life that she doesn't understand why he would be giving you as much time as he did. So yeah, you made the wrong decision there if he just got distant because you don't know why he was distant. And learn to live in the gray area. There are so many gray areas in life. Everything ain't black and white. You know, friendships are complicated in fact, in that way. I'm sorry. Sable X. I love the way you spell Sable. I've never seen it like that. And I don't know if that's a dude on the picture or not, but if you're a dude, it don't mean nothing by it. I just like the Sable. That's a cool way to spell Sable. You know, man shit. She said, okay, so it's a woman. I should have read the question, Sable X, but it looks like a dude on you. Your emoji is so small. The person on your emoji or your picture is so small. I can't tell what the hell's going on there. So forgive me if you offended. But she said, I haven't dated men in over 12 years. I just want to say thank you for getting me through these last few months when I was reintroduced dating. I was so confused. Your videos are a lifesaver. LOL. I appreciate that, Sable. I thoroughly enjoy helping women who are confused about the direction they should take or the tone they should take or just the stuff that's out here waiting for them when they re-enter the dating world. I talk to a lot of divorcees and a few widows on a pretty regular basis, and it's nice to know that I've been helping women who before they make the mistake that causes them to be damaged, you know, or before they get what do you say, worn down again, you know. So I appreciate that, Sable, and I thank you for telling me that because that type of stuff keeps me encouraged too. On top of your beautiful $10 super chat, that is very, very, very encouraging. but knowing that my message is actually doing what I set out for it to do, which is helping people, that's extremely encouraging. And it's why I do it. It's very very rewarding. It's much more rewarding than my day job, and that's why I want to do it full time. I don't feel like I'm doing anything. Like, I don't feel like I'm working when I'm answering people's emails or anything. I get a little tired mentally, but I don't feel like I'm doing anything because I love doing it. You know, they say when you love what you do, you never work a day in your life. Well, I do some shit I really don't like, and then I do something I love. So I'm pretty tired and I'm pretty worn down after doing both. But until I can do this full time, I have to do both. My babies need to eat. 77, living fully joyfully. Living fully joyfully. AFAS 77, living fully joyfully. Said, thank you for answering my question before Super Chat. Oh, wow. Okay, so I must have answered your question a while ago. She said you have a brilliant mind and you are a super blessing to us ladies. What's your zodiac sign, if you don't mind? I'm a Libra. Excuse me, I did belch. I hope it ain't no. I ain't gonna say that because listen, I'm a Libra, and October 10th is actually my birthday, and so if you care about the specific type, I think they're like every month has like 3 sections or something like that. My ex-female friend, or my female friend, I'm still her friend. I don't know if she's my friend. We good. But she used to have this book about zodiacs. It was very, very detailed, and it talked about the people born between thus and so date and like the 11th of October, and then those people. And it was like sectioned off in like 3 sections, and it was really cool. Maybe 2 sections. I don't know. I don't remember. But I'm a Libra, and everything that is said about a Libra seems to describe me pretty closely. But I appreciate you for telling me that, and I'm glad I answered your question and showed you love before you had a reason to show me love with your pocketbook. Nikki on the beat. Hey, I've been talking to you, Nikki. Don't we? I just talked to you on Instagram. I recognize your picture. How you doing, Nikki? I think I answered your question today. But you might have had a short question, but I remember talking to you on Instagram, but it might have been vague. And she said, I appreciate you. I need serious advice, but I will email you. Yeah, make sure you put a gang of $ on that email so I know that who I'm talking to, because when I open my Gmail, all I see is a bunch of letters, a bunch of circles with, most of them don't have pictures. And like I said, I have probably 60 something emails to maybe 50 emails to go in Gmail. I can't count them right now, but I might have 50 emails to go in Gmail, maybe 60. Actually, I do have 60 because I have 3 Gmails and people are emailing all 3 Gmails, and I'm trying to get people to email one. If you're watching me, Kev Hick Talks Guys with Girls, spelled just like my YouTube handle, is the email that you want to send your questions to. Kev Hick Talks Guys with Girls at gmail.com. If you email the other email, then that's for consultations. So as Kev Hick Talks Guys with Girls at gmail.com is where you send your free questions for free email advice. Or you put your $ if you drop me a super chat, or if you donate it to my PayPal, you can write that one and put $, and they have to stand out with the $. So that tells me you donated to me, and so it makes you a priority. I pick them out first. If you want a consultation, a phone consultation, I do phone consultations, and I only started doing that because people wanted more. People got the email and they were like, man, it was great. It would be great if we could talk about this. So then I started doing phone consultations, and now I'm doing a good amount of those. And a lot of people are getting multiple consultations because I'm really helping them. But if you want a phone consultation, you need to email talkwithkevhick at gmail.com. That's just phone consultation. I'm getting like 20 emails a day for Talk with Kev Hick that are just email questions or free email advice. That should go to Kev Hick Talks Guys with Girls at gmail.com. I probably won't get to your question if you send it to the wrong email, because I'm already juggling the 60 or so emails that are in the right space. So if you sent something to Talk with Kev Hick and it wasn't about a phone consultation, you might get skipped over because it's very difficult for me to juggle the very full inboxes that are appropriately sorted and juggle the ones that might have went to a different place. I think I need a secretary or something, or an assistant. If I start doing this full time, I'll get somebody to filter my emails for me. But right now, I got to go to work. on Monday. So I'll filter it as much as I can. There seems to be an unanswered question by Therese that's been unanswered a while. Yeah, because you can see it. I can't. If somebody puts it as the absolute last comment, copy and paste it or something, I can see it. But now the comment section is so long, it's very difficult for me to go back after I've missed it. I see Sharice J say, yeah, because I have an iPhone and it won't let me send a super chat. Oh, no, that's messed up. Well, do me a favor. If it won't let you send a super chat, but you want to do something, you can PayPal, but you don't have to do that. Just send me, put a bunch of, I don't know, pound signs and Gmail me. I wish I could add it to this question, or just copy and paste it again right now. Copy and paste the question again right now, and I go to the bottom and wait for it. But where's the bottom at? I'll go to the bottom and look at it. Okay, she said, okay, Sharice, I see it. I said, Kev, what does it mean? So Sharice J, got you. Question, got you. Look at that. Perfect. Said, Kev, what does it mean when you agree to not involve kids? Okay, what does it mean when you agree to not involve kids until you know what you two are doing, and the man introduces his kids after 7 months of dating? You have not established that you're together. So you're asking me, if a gentleman wants to introduce his kids before you, how to handle not wanting him to meet your kids? I guess that's what you're asking. I suppose some people might do this because they're not sure if they want to be with you. There's a courting period for a man where he's trying to figure out if he can be with you. Men who understand the full depth of their responsibility as fathers and how effective it can be to mix families, and how much of an effect it can have on kids. There's a second courting period for the new spouse and the children. And so after y'all been dating for 7 months, he feels comfortable enough that he knows he wants to be with you, but he has to make sure that the kids can connect with you too, maybe. You still haven't, for whatever reason, after 7 months, aren't sure that he's a permanent fixture in your life. And so you have to figure out, if you're ever going to feel like y'all together. Or you might not be together because he hasn't posed that question, because he hasn't seen how you relate to his children. So the question is a bit loaded, but if you're not comfortable with introducing your kids, just say, hey, I'm not there yet. You there? I understand, but I'm not there yet. And it's going to probably make him, I don't know how good you take that. And I can't even tell you a tactful way to do that, because it might hurt his feelings if he thinks that you're not ready to do that back if he's already done it. But also, he could probably be doing it to test and see how you respond and relate to his kids, to figure out if he wants to be with you. So you might get the together sooner than later if you handle the situation appropriately. I'm sorry, I would need a bit more context to answer your question any more totally or completely than that. Can I be your assistant, Lily? Man, listen, when I'm making enough money that I need to pay somebody, and I can share the funds, then hell yeah, you can be my assistant. But until then, I need every bit of the action. Somebody dropped $10 in the super chat. Tatisha Sherman said, you're awesome. I really appreciate that, Tatisha. I love it. I really appreciate that. And it really helps. Like I said, man, YouTubers don't be making, people assume these YouTubers are rich because we've seen examples of YouTubers get rich. But YouTubers do okay for people just on social media. I guess it's the best social media site if you care about making money, because there are a lot of ways that you can make money. But YouTubers aren't rich, so I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you, Tatisha. You didn't have to do that, but you did. That's love. Do you offer? She said, do you offer a service where you can smack the damn phone out of my hand when I want to text someone I need to cut off? Because I think there's a serious market for that. You know what? Me too. But I think they shut my damn channel down if somebody accused me of assault. We live in a fickle time. All you got to do is have the accusation, and YouTube will be like, wait a minute, how many people coming to YouTube for him? They don't want to get sued. That's what happens with the money. Every year, somebody try to sue YouTube or say YouTube did something because somebody bad is on YouTube. They did something in their personal life, and then they go after YouTube like this person did this, and then YouTube goes off and then takes all the money from us, and we don't get no advertising dollars for like 3 or 4 months. So I wish I could smack the phone out of some of y'all hands, because I talked to somebody today on one of my emails that just, I wish I could just come through the email and fucking stump her phone in the ground. Oh, there was another one. Sorry, Christian folk. But I wish, man, because some of you girls need an intervention. Therese J. Okay, she elaborated. Look at that. I called it. She said he introduced his kid before we decided to be together, even though we agreed we weren't involving kids until we were serious and together. Okay. He might be anxious to become together. I don't know why he wouldn't have had that conversation. Sometimes people avoid the difficult conversation, or sometimes a man won't humble himself and ask you the way he should ask you. He just kind of does the thing that a guy that was with you or together with you would do, and he tries to do it as like a sign that, hey, we together. If y'all had already agreed that y'all was gonna do it a particular way, I think that sucks a bit. But it's not one of those bad signs. If it was, he would have refused to be introduced to your kids if it was a bad sign. I'm getting emails and stuff on my phone. He clearly sees a future in a relationship, and so he jumped the gun. And you have to decide if that's okay, or if you ever want to be serious and together. But I wouldn't see that as a bad sign. And he might be putting pressure on you to make a decision too. That might be strategic. It's kind of funny, the less interested in dating or guys at all. More interested. Okay, the less interested in guys she are, the more interested they are in her. How can you say that without being rude? Well, that's the balance that most women face, is trying to respond to the things that are appropriate and required for a relationship while maintaining interest. Most of the time, the boring guy will have all the qualities that you need to sustain a relationship, and the exciting guy will have none of the qualities or character or integrity. And you have to decide what you need, if what you want is more important than what you need, and how to first establish and then maintain a balance between the things that matter and the things that eventually fade. And while your crush for a man fades because he's exciting, his character, you still have to live with his character. You have to live with his morals. You have to live with his habits. And if his habits and morals don't match up with the things that sustain you in a relationship, then as exciting as he is in the beginning, you will have an empty relationship. And so the more interested a guy is in you, the less interested you are in them, tells me that you might have some relationship issues, because that's the very quality or the very habit that usually repels the decent men. You might prefer to chase a man a bit more. And you'll chase a man. You'll always have a man to chase. There are always men out there that'll love to be chased, and I just don't know if they will always have the most integrity. And so, if you're having trouble being interested in guys that give you time or honor in that way, I don't want to say you're not gonna have success. You can definitely have success, but it's also counterintuitive. Because if you're chasing a man, you may never catch him. And I'm not telling you to settle. I did a video about settling with nice guys a long time ago, but I guess it's just something to consider. If you're only chasing guys who are less interested in you, just on basic psychology, or not even psychology, that's basic common sense, that if you're always chasing guys, and you're always going to be dealing with guys who might not have the best intentions with you. Or you might never catch them. So you're going to give yourself some dating problems. You got to figure out how to shake that, and how to start judging men differently. Or start being attracted to the things that sustain you in a relationship. And I don't know how you do that. I don't have all the answers. I'm not the wizard. But I appreciate your question, though. Ebony Kai said, just supporting. I really appreciate that, 10. Listen, y'all don't know how much I appreciate these super chats. I said, brother ain't doing bad, but when you appreciate me with your actions instead of just your words, when you give me a super chat, or when you share a video when you didn't have to share it, that does a lot for my channel. When people share my videos a lot, I have these epic spikes, and it helps the channel. So the best thing you can do, if you don't have $1 in your pocket, is share my videos, and that will be enough of a thanks for me. Share anyone. I don't give a crap which one you share, but just share them. It helps me get a lot of traction, a lot of subscribers. It tells YouTube I'm more important, so they start showing more people my videos. More views lead to more money. The more encouraged I am to do these videos, with the more money I make. So it all helps out. Man, I be doing super long lives, don't I? Good gracious. I don't be having nothing to do though, man. Like, we night owls. We be watching TV or sitting on our phones, and I'd rather be looking at emails right now if I wasn't talking to y'all. So we don't even start our day till our kids go to bed, and they go to bed pretty late. How many days after a man gives you his number should he invite you out? Well, that you asking about your preference. How many days after a man gives you his number should he invite you out? If a man gives you his number, then I suppose the assumption is that he didn't ask for yours, and which means he's inviting you to chase him. I don't understand it. But there's no appropriate time. The time to invite somebody out is when you feel comfortable enough to sit in their presence and go somewhere with them alone, or in a crowded space, or when you feel enough of a connection and enough entertainment from them, enough excitement about them that you want to spend more time with them. I think you should graduate into a date. You don't just get a date because we met and I gave you my number, or vice versa. I think that women should be a bit more selective about who they give dates to. That's another issue that people have. A guy gets your number, don't call you, just call you to set up a date. You going out with the dude. Either you just want a free movie and a free meal, or you moving a bit recklessly because this guy didn't do enough to deserve that. A guy should at least be able to talk to you on the phone or have a good conversation, invest something before he gets to spend time in your presence and, attempt to make out with you or bang you. I think that there should be a bit more roadblocks for a guy, because you never know what you're getting into. But that's just me. I'm old school. I'm very old school. Kev, can you help Channy G? She is going through it. I don't know what Channy G is going through. Is somebody cussing Channy G out or something? I don't know what the heck is going on with Channy G. Are you only doing live chats on Saturdays? I can't super chat this thing, but I want you. I want to. You deserve it. I don't think. Well, no, I did. My last live was on like a Monday night. I'm random. I just do lives when they're convenient, when I don't have to get up early in the morning, or basically if I'm off work during the week, I'll do a live on like a Monday night or something like that, because I ain't got to go to work the next morning. It just depends on when I'm off, and sometimes, like I said, I'm an introvert, believe it or not, or an omnivert. Omnivert is an introvert or an extrovert with the tendencies of the other one. And I'm an introvert, so I draw my energy from inside, from within, and I have to take a nap sometimes after dealing with people. I just have to shut down and meditate and be in the quiet. I like quiet. I like time to think. I like that peace and serenity that comes with that. So a lot of times I won't do stuff. I won't do stuff every day on YouTube or socially, because I be so drained from giving a lot of information and a lot of energy to a lot of people. So I try to mitigate the being weary and worn down by giving myself some strategic space from questions, comments, or YouTube. And consequently, now I can't get to every email. Now I can't get to every comment. Like, I had 157 comments in like 8 hours the other day. I normally hit everybody back in the comment section. If y'all been watching this channel, y'all know for a while I hit everybody back. I'll give you a heart emoji, a smiley face emoji, something to just show the love back. Because people giving me their time, their precious time to watch my videos, so I appreciate it. But now I just can't get back to everybody, and I don't like it, but I'm gonna have to deal with it, and I'll deal with it. But I try to help the people who can, and I hope that God sends the people who really need the help. I hope that my eye catches those emails that for people who really need the help, because you never know what somebody's going through, and I would hate for somebody to need me in a deeper way than the usual "how to tell if a guy likes me" question, and I miss it because I'm swamped. So, my faith leads me to believe that when somebody really needs me and needs whatever encouragement or whatever gift I bring to the table, because I haven't quite figured out what my whole gift yet, or what the potential for it is, but I know it helps people. But I hope that when somebody actually needs something, I'm able to give them what they need, and I hope they find me, and I hope their question finds me, because now I can't get to everybody. I just can't. Jay Lynn, $5, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. I pause like that because I know a Jay Lynn, but it's spelled a bit different. I know a Jay Lynn. I got a barber. One of my barbers' name is Jay Lynn. I got a couple barbers, a JT and a Jay Lynn. So I ain't seen Jay Lynn in a couple of years because I'm a bit sporadic with these haircuts thing. I'm not a pretty boy. Like, I don't be cutting my hair all the time. I just don't feel the need. I put a hat on. I walk around nappy scrappy. I just don't give a damn. As long as my wife is happy, I don't give a crap. I look like I took a shower. I look clean. I keep a decent pair of shoes on. But after that, man, I'm not putting no cologne on and going outside trying to be pretty every day. Some guys need to do that to clean up. Some guys need them damn beards. A lot of y'all love beards. A lot of these guys need beards. If they didn't have beards, they would look like a foot. I ain't trying to be cocky or arrogant or nothing, but I think that I'm blessed enough to be easy enough to look at. I don't think I'm the finest guy in the world, but I'm easy on the eyes. I can say that. And I feel enough confidence to where I don't have to run around, trying to be the cleanest, freshest dude every day. That's just not my thing. I think that ain't for me. That ain't me. So yeah, that's another reason why I put my hat on. Because damn it, if I ain't got a haircut, I'm just gonna rock the hat. I ain't gonna look crazy for 50,000 people to watch a video potentially, and I be looking crazy. 50,000 people like, damn, you see that dude's hair? Shit. I ain't on it like that. I cover my hair up, but I don't know why I'm just rambling now. It's late, but y'all up, so I'm up. It's up, like Webby say. I don't know what's going on with Shannon G. I'm gonna have to get me aware. Okay, Ronique Russell. She said, "Do men really fear rejection more than women do? A guy back in high school liked me and waited 2 years before he told me. What do you think he was so worried about to be rejected? We were friends. That's one of the hardest situations for a guy to do is reveal his feelings to a friend. And I used to like this girl so much. It was like every time I liked somebody, it just sucked the smooth out of me. Like I was known for a while for being very smooth and very, very very charming with the women. And I've always been smooth or charming or whatever in people's eyes. I don't think I'm the greatest thing in the world, but I like me. I love me. But I didn't have a problem at all talking to women who I didn't really not care for, but I wasn't excited about. They didn't make me nervous or anything. Like I'd be the coolest guy in the world if I didn't like a girl. I'd be making moves on dates and stuff, and I'd be like, why would I kiss that girl? How did I don't even remember how I initiated some of the stuff that I was doing, because I wasn't trying. It was just like whatever. But when I liked a girl, it just sucked all the game out of me. It was no game left in me sometimes. And if I liked a girl a lot, I was a marshmallow. And I went through that for some years in my early teens, and not my early teens, my late teens, 17, 18. It was different. So yeah, guys really they don't fear rejection more than women do. But every bit of the anxiety that a woman fears about rejection, a man has feared. the man has experienced, the man has gone through. That's why I don't like how the comment section get into the weeds about how men is dogs and men is this and men is that. Men do get the same level of rejection. They get lied to, they get ghosted, they get used for their money, for their resources, for gas money, for gas rides. I mean, car rides around town, free movies, free dinner dates. Like, dudes get used and abused just like girls do, except we're not getting used for our bodies. And women, again, you're still getting what you paid for, because if you lay down with a man, it's not like you don't like sex. And if you're giving sex up to men and you don't like sex, then you got some soul searching to do. But you getting something out of it at least. You know, a lot of guys have wasted hundreds of dollars on girl, tricking off all their money, and she ain't got no intentions on giving them nothing. She taking every gift. She asking for stuff, asking for rides. I knew a girl that was having a guy trick off all this gas to bring her to me. And my friend had this girl tricking, and her friend, her male friend that was waiting around, he was tricking off all his gas money, all his resources, giving her money and stuff, and then dropping her off at Wright State for my friend to date her. And she would tell him, "Oh, I'm hanging out with some friends," and he'd drop her off, and she going and getting tapped at the Wright State, and he using all his gas money driving her across town so she can get hit by some other dude, and he loved her. You know, so yeah, men not only fear rejection the same way women do, but they experience it. They experience disappointment. They experience neglect. They experience dismissal. Men go through the same thing. So again, that's why I don't like when the comment sections get too far in the weeds about how men ain't crap and all this stuff, because men go through the same pain, the same heartache that women go through. It's the same thing. Let me see. Somebody said there are guys getting that tactic from the channel called Alpha Male Strategies. It's supposed to make you chase them. Watch the video; it's crazy. Alpha Male Strategies. I've watched a couple of his videos because a lot of women have emailed me about his strategies, and I don't like to talk about YouTubers on a public forum because I just don't have time for YouTube beef. And like, I'm a man. Like if I have an issue with you, I'd rather see you in person. So like a lot of beef gets started because a YouTuber be talking crap to placate or, you know, please his audience or whatever. I watched a few of Alpha's videos, and while I think he's a super villain. Like, he is savage. He is as savage as they come. He's not being dishonest about what works. And the best thing you can do, and he also, what he's trying to do is empower men to take whatever power back from women who have done conniving things to them. You know, he has a purpose too, just like some of the women that jump in my comment section and they have decided that men are scum. We're going to treat them like how we treat them. Well, he deals with men who are fed up and on the opposite end of that. And a lot of his audience, like a lot of the guys that I talk to, are guys who are so fed up with being used, so fed up with being lied to, so fed up with tricking off all their resources and not getting the benefit of a relationship or even consideration, being told they're too nice, blah, blah, blah. These people have decided that the hell with being nice, I'm going to get what I want, or I'm going to change what I want. And I can relate to that attitude, because there was a time where, you know, I got my heart broken in high school, and I was at a crossroads. So, you know, what type of man am I going to be? Am I going to be the type of man who puts up with this shit, or who gets this every time I give my heart, or am I going to be the type of man who wins in relationships? It wasn't even about sex as much as it was about like winning. And I didn't make any decisions based upon that, because somebody I really respected and really cared about gave me a very timely compliment, and she told me I was special. And I said, well, what do you mean by that? And she said, well, you have manners that other guys don't have, and I feel like there's something special about you. And this was the one girl that I cared about her opinion, and I had a crush on her, and she was an amazing friend, and that was the one person. And she just happened to say that to me in class, and it was a random comment, nothing provoked it. It wasn't even in context to what was being talked about. So she said it at the worst or at the best possible time, because all that day I had been thinking, I will never let this happen to me again. This will never happen to me again. I will win every time. Like, I was getting into this place where I was I was fed up with feeling as hurt and disappointed as I was, and I think I was 17. And so I was saying, you know what? I get all the numbers in the world. All these girls like me. I can win. I don't have to be the victim here. And I got a rebellious spirit anyway, so I don't shit taking ain't a skill set of mine. Like I don't know how to not fix shit, and like I need justice. And so something in me wanted to be a savage. For a very short time, I was at a crossroads, and it was just about a week or two. I was like, okay, the next one is gonna get it however I give it to her. I'm gonna be a dog because I can figure this out. I'm a beast mode. I was tripping. And the girl said that, and it was just a very timely comment. I feel like it was divine intervention because I had a lot of activity at Kroger's that week, and so I had a lot of damage I could have done because I was getting numbers all that week because I was preparing to be a savage. And when men feel vulnerable and they feel like their vulnerabilities are taken advantage of, they look for any opportunity out of desperation to get better results, to not be lied to not be used, to not be overlooked for being too nice. And that was one of the things. I was too nice, and I was with a girl. It was my first love, so I had some teenage emotion stuff going on, but and I was under a good amount of stress from other stuff too. My brother was in the military, blah blah blah, wartime and all this. So I was at a crossroads anyway about how I was going to treat women, and that was a very timely compliment, and I always wanted to deserve that. From that point on, when it was told to me that I was special, and for whatever reason, she seemed something to me, and she was the right person. She was the only person that could have taken me out of that place I was going into. I wanted her to be right about me. In that moment, I wanted to deserve that compliment, and I wanted to always deserve it. I never wanted a person who I could respect as much as I respected her to be wrong about feeling good about who I am, or to be wrong about judging my character in a positive way. I've always wanted to impress a girl like that, and when she said that, it let me know that I could get the woman of my dreams. Eventually, I would find one that really understood the value that I presented to a woman. And now ultimately, I'm sorry, that was abrupt. My throat was getting there, but I ultimately found my wife, and I found, like I said, I found women before my wife who understood exactly, my value. And so this is a long story for such a short comment, but the alpha male strategies doesn't happen if women don't do the same types of horrible things to men that men have been doing to women. So if you don't like the alpha male strategies, do your best to treat men with a good amount of care, and don't piss in the pool, the dating pool. You know what I'm saying? And we all need to treat each other better. And that's my biggest concern, is everybody treating everybody a little bit better, because we're leaving damage behind, and those damaged people get picked up by undamaged people, and then they damage people because hurt people hurt people. So that's the thing, I don't know. I guess that was a bit of story time, wasn't it? Anyway, some people listen to me when they're at work or when they're at home, so they like long videos. So somebody gonna be watching it. A lot of people going to sleep, though, I can tell. Yeah, I got about 100 less viewers than I had a little bit ago. So people going to sleep. It's too late. She say, do you ever get tired of talking about this subject? No, Rachel Bannon, I don't get tired of talking about the subject. I get tired of certain questions, or certain types of girls asking me questions that they know the answer to, that are kind of obvious, or I get disappointed for people. So I don't get tired of the subject, but I do get worn down from disappointment with people's decisions, because again, a lot of people just doing this for a check. A lot of people doing this because they're trying to train up girls and date their subscribers. And I'm not saying everybody is, but there are some guys out there that are a bit slick. I'm doing this to help people. And when I see that I can't help somebody, I get a bit irritated. And somebody said today, Kev always looks irritated in his videos. He looks so irritated. Well, when I'm talking about women topping guys off in cars, I can't help but be irritated, because that's somebody's daughter. And somebody's father would be pretty disappointed to know that his daughter is the girl that's running around topping guys off, trying to get them to like her. That would be pretty heartbreaking for that father. I don't have no daughters, but if I did, I just be feeling bad for everybody involved when these women be so misguided. So that's what I be talking about. That's when I look disappointed, and that's when I'm tired of a subject. Is when I can't help a person and they keep bringing it up. All right, look at this. We gotta get up out of here. We're gonna try to get the hell up out of here pretty soon. Topping is what you said. Life to be lived. By topping off, I mean that YouTube be listening to it, brother. If I say certain things, they'll demonetize this whole doggone video. I can't. That's why I always come up with a colorful way to say, the sex stuff. I don't just say it all the time. I come up with a colorful way to say it because I don't want to get shut down by YouTube. They ain't gonna shut me down, but they would demonetize the video, and then I would have less encouragement to continue making videos because I need that check, or I would like the check. I need to get off of here in 5 minutes. I got 5 more minutes. I'm getting tired. I'm supposed to work out tonight. I don't think it's gonna happen. Dating a best friend sibling can be awkward, especially if it doesn't work out down the line. Yeah, dating somebody talking about dating a best friend sibling. Yeah, that can be pretty messy. Tasia C said, why would a guy pursue or start a relationship putting in 100% effort the entire time, eventually to act cold and distant, say they're confused and blame it on work stress? Well, because people's feelings change. People have change of heart. And when a guy's putting 100% effort in, he's trying to get to know you. Sometimes a guy gets to know enough about you to know he's not as interested as he was. So again, it's not always, a guy being inherently bad or shitty or ain't shit or, whatever you would call a guy that, is scum. Sometimes people just have a change of heart and they put enough effort in to get to know enough about you to know that you're not compatible for them. And sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, but it's not inherently evil or conniving either. It's just life. It's just the crappy part of life. Junior Do said, if I pronounce that right, Kev, how do people find meaningful relationships on Tinder? So I give it a shot. And 3 seem to be assholes on Tinder. I've been married for I think 5 years. 5 years, definitely 5 years. I haven't been on Tinder. Wasn't around when I was married. Wasn't married, and if it was around, I wasn't on it because I've been dating my wife for 5 years before we got married. Or with my wife for 5 years before we got married. So I can't speak from a place of knowledge about Tinder. All I know is what I've heard about Tinder, and Tinder seems to be a hookup site. So if you're trying to find a meaningful relationship on Tinder, you might want to go to an OkCupid or something like that, where people are actually trying to find out more about each other than what their private parts look, feel, and smell like. But again, I could be wrong. But I just know that I've heard that Tinder is more for hooking up. There's more scum on Tinder. Kev spoke earlier about being backed up with emails. Oh, yeah. Noon Gedalia. If you sent the email and you haven't gotten a response, you'll probably get a response soon enough. But I have 60 something emails just in Gmail. I did 66 in Instagram today, and I still have another 30 waiting to be approved. And I still have about 10 or 12 that I didn't get to, the last 10 or 12. So I have about 42 on Instagram, and I have about 60 on Gmail. I'm trying to work through all of them, but the more popular I get, the more emails come every day. So it just takes a couple of weeks sometimes for me to get back to you. If something's time sensitive, the best thing I can suggest you do, not because I'm money hungry, but because I just appreciate people who appreciate me, and I look out for people, is if you donate, you donate to the PayPal and you put a bunch of $ in your email, it'll get picked up within 24 to 48 hours. If you want free email advice, you just in line with people. And I was rubbing my knee, so I was rocking back and forth. I didn't realize I was doing it in video, probably making people sick. But yeah, if you donate $2 to $5 up to the PayPal, you get your email read quite quickly. If you backed up and you tired of waiting, that's the quickest way to get your email answered. Otherwise, it just gets lost in the shuffle, and eventually I get to you, but it might be a week from now. So sorry, and I ain't trying to get you no money, but that's how that works. Oh man, I'm supposed to be off in a minute. Yes, that's a thing on Tenders for hookups. Yep, Tenders for hookup. You have to give the wisdom. Thanks for sharing. I appreciate that. Look at that, people going to sleep. That's all good. Good night, Barbie 0911. Good night, a couple other people that was doing their thing. Yeah, we here, man. I'm about to go to sleep though. Okay, I gotta take my ass to sleep. Send a message one more time. Can you do a video on single parent mother getting over the kid's father? I can. I would have to get the specifics on the situation, but I can't relate to the difference in pain a woman might feel if it's the kid's father versus if it was just a guy. And I can relate to heartache. I've been heartbroken, but I cannot relate to a mother's heartbreak when being left by her companion. So that might not be my area of expertise. That might have to come from a female YouTuber that does relationships. I could try to shed some light on it, but I can't put myself in a place of a single mother losing not only her companion but her helpmate. What should we donate if we can just? She said we should all donate if we can, just for Kev staying up half the damn night with us. Oh, yeah, Crystal, man. I was probably gonna be up anyway, but I appreciate it. Yeah, somebody said don't fall off the chair. You telling me I'm tired. But I'm probably gonna watch some TV after this, man. We be shaking them cobwebs off and staying up late. That's how we do it. I might go to sleep at 5 o'clock in the morning. Let me try to get to one or two more questions and then take my ass to bed. Can you please put another video on establishing and reinforcing boundaries? Yeah, that'll come. I try not to regurgitate ideas, and I always say something different, but I try not to regurgitate ideas too much because it looks redundant when people are coming to the channel. But in a while, I'll revisit every topic I've visited because I have all new subscribers that might not watch a video that's a year and a half old. One more question and I'm out of here. I wish there was an app for virgins, but fakers would flood it. Go around shopping for. Oh wow, I ain't got nothing to do with that. We're gonna skip. We're gonna go one more question. Says, how long is too long not to speak with your spouse? I think a day is too long. If you can go 24 hours or 48 hours without speaking to your spouse, especially if you're in a long distance relationship, I can't see the potential for the relationship to work because there's clearly a connection missing. People who really, really are in love have trouble separating from each other because they create a certain type of stability. There's a codependence or interdependence. I can't remember which term of that, which one of those terms is right. But people are interdependent, in each other emotionally. So they need to talk to each other to feel secure within the relationship. So if people aren't talking, then you have one person that probably is halfway out or got one foot, facing outward of the relationship. So I hope that helps. Man, I'm gonna have to get off the phone. I mean, look, see, y'all know I'm tired. I talked till I fell asleep. Anyway, thank you for the 134 people still watching. It's been 2 hours and 42 minutes. It's been a pleasure talking to y'all. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for all the love. I like doing these lives because I get to give back and I get to talk to people in real time, and I love it. So I'm gonna go to sleep as Kamaya just told me. Kamaya, I'm gonna take my ass to sleep in about an hour. I gotta watch some TV and go over some emails. I'm a hard worker, y'all. Y'all know it. Hey man, y'all have a good night. I'll get with y'all later. I think I gotta figure out how to get off here. I figured it out. Bye. Yeah, I want to end it. Good gracious. Bet on.